All right, that's all right. Well, I'll just jump in real quick. Hi, everybody. I am Judge Joey Royale, and today we are playing Ninja City, a little game that I came up with, illustrated by my friend Joe, the artist, Guillet. That thanks to all the Kickstarters that supported it. Thanks to the Dark Master, Joseph Goodman. Thank you to Brendan LaSalle for inviting me on today. And I want to thank Dieter and John for the shout out on picks from the print mine yesterday. We are with Mark, Sam, and Jason, and we were just in the middle of coming up with our character day jobs. So perhaps you could just refresh everybody that didn't get to hear you guys, your character's name and what you do for a living.
Yeah,
Jason, why don't you go ahead?
You go ahead, Jason, yeah.
Yes, sir. So my name's Tommy Wooten, and I'm a construction worker in Ninja City.
All right. Sam.
My name's Donald the 32nd, and I am a lifeguard.
And it's a hot summer to be a lifeguard in Ninja City. You are on your feet. And Mark?
I am Ray the Exploding Fist, who is, despite his violent name, is a hairstylist.
All right, the most violent hairstylist in town.
On the east side of Ninja City.
There you go. All right, so you got to make that money. You live that ninja lifestyle at night, but you got to pay the rent. But you also have to answer to a sensei. So I'm gonna have Sam roll me a D10, and you're gonna find out who the three of you serve. Who is your sensei?
I got a 3.
Ooh, all right. This is a little creepy, guys. Your sensei is a soul who lingers in the mists. Now, where does this mist linger? I'm going to leave that to Mark. Mark, roll me a D20, and we're going to find out where your hideout is, guys. Nobody can touch your hideout. Nobody knows about it. You will always be safe here.
That's a 9, Joey.
Well, wouldn't you know it? Your hideout is in the basement of a karate studio. And your sensei lingers in an immortal form in the basement of this karate studio. Jason, what is the sensei's name?
God, you put me on the spot. Let's go with oh, dude.
That's all right. It will come to us. It'll come to us from the mist.
Oof.
That's all right. It is a mysterious spirit that haunts this mist.
We'll just call him the Last Dragon.
The Last Dragon, sure enough. The Last Dragon. That is all he is known as. He lingers in the basement and tells you what you need to do and provides you the instruction and lessons and the Z-Force that keeps your ninja soul going. All right, so now picture this, gentlemen. Take a deep breath and get ready to enter Ninja City. Focus that Z-Force. The credits start to roll. Ninja City. And we're going to begin with a montage of you at your day job. It's Friday. All right? It's about 11 o'clock. What is Donald the 32nd up to as a lifeguard? What's he doing? Just a quick little painting of what Donald the 32nd is up to as a lifeguard.
Sleep on a lifeguard's chair.
All right. Sitting on the lifeguard chair.
Fast asleep.
Fast asleep. All right. It was a late night for Donald the 32nd. He was fighting crime in the city, and that sun is just put him into a trance. All right. How about Tommy Wooten, the construction worker?
Tommy takes off his hard hat and sweat's beating down off his face. He's like, I can't wait for nighttime, so I'm gonna kick some butt.
Excellent.
Back on and then gets back to work.
Eating a big old bologna sandwich, swinging a sledgehammer.
Yep.
All right. And then we have Ray of the Exploding Fist. The hairstylist.
So Ray's choked for the 4th time today on hair lacquer, and he's set a beehive that's about 18 inches high off the top of the head, and he's kind of coughing his lung up, and he's thinking about having a cigarette, but he's trying to work out what's a safe distance that he can stand before he lights it. And
the
just
whole
wishing
thing
that the day
could
was over. Yeah, the whole thing could just go up.
just
like
go
that,
up
you know?
right there.
Yeah.
Spraying that B-52 with the Aquanet, the sweet smell of Aquanet just hanging in the air. He's fiending for a Pall Mall. So you are all doing your day jobs, making that cream, because it's a big night. It is the 2nd week of the Eastgate Mall being open, and that is the place to be in Ninja City. All right, so cut scene. It's 3 cool dudes, Donald, Tommy, and Ray, out of their work clothes, looking sharp, dressed to the nines, in slow motion, walking through the food court of the Eastgate Mall. All right, the smell of the bad pizza floats in the air. The Panda Garden Chinese food mixes with that, and it's just a stew of food smells. The baked potato bar is busy. People are just scooping that sour cream, and you guys are strolling through towards the arcade. That's where you guys always start. Okay. And as you're walking through the food court, people are giving you the eye. You guys are looking fresh in your Z Cavaricis or your Zubaz or your half mesh shirts. So you got money in your pocket and you head to the arcade. Where do you guys head to?
That's
what
easy.
Games are you going to
Defender. Sam, you'll be stuck for some retro games, are you?
Kung Fu, all right. And Sam's hanging with the dudes. There will be no generational gaps. You're just hanging. Let's say you're getting down with Miss Pac-Man. All right. You're known around Ninja City for your Miss Pac-Man skills. You guys got plenty of quarters, money for whatever you need. But all of a sudden, let's say it was Donald the 32nd hears something. He hears some shouts outside of the arcade. And you guys know right across from the arcade on the other side of the walkway is Record World. And as Donald looks over at Record World, he sees the infamous street gang known as the Stashes, a couple of the guys from the Stashes. Now, the Stashes are very easy to point out, to picture. You can just tell just by looking at them, because they all look like John Oates, like miniature versions of John Oates. The permed, the tight brown perms, and the mustaches. But these guys are like, they're no older than 17, so their stashes aren't healthy stashes. They look like John Oates if he lived on like Mellow Yellow and Doritos his whole life. Right? And they got their tan members only jackets. They're known for their outfits, the tan members only jackets, the pleated acid wash jeans. And they're scrappy dudes, but they're always holding knives. And their thing is stealing. They love to shoplift. And it looks like one of the clerks from Record World is holding one of the stashes, tried to catch one of them as they were running out. And it looks like there's tapes just fell out of the stash's jacket. And there's about 6 of them. One's being held by the security guard, and like out of nowhere, 5 other stashes are now surrounding the security guard, and they are flipping their butterfly knives around. And guys, it looks like there's going to be trouble.
And I've just realised I've not picked a weapon.
It's a bad time to realize you've not picked a weapon.
You left it back in the basement of the karate studio, maybe, or did you conceal it and you forgot that you concealed it?
Well, let me just pick one.
Because clearly you're not just strolling through the Eastgate Mall in your ninja uniforms. You're in your streetwear.
Right.
But you're ninjas. You know how to conceal this stuff.
Okay, so how many of them are there? How many of these dudes?
So one's being held by the clerk, who now realizes he has been outnumbered by 5 other stashes. These are about 17-year-old guys.
Okay.
They're small. They're all about the same size. They're all on the shorter side, but those knives are looking pretty sharp. You just see the glare of those knives shining. Those butterfly knives are just flipping around. Well versed in their
I'm gonna take out my comb and just sort the hair before I go over. Fawns,
Good
like,
idea.
but not overly fawns. Like, I wouldn't want to be accused of plagiarism or anything like that. Babby, I just go over and say, "What's occurring here, gentlemen?"
And one of them with a particularly spotty stash says, "Stay out of it, Fonz. We're taking care of business. These are our tapes." And you look on the ground, and it looks like they had spilled about seven tapes and 2 records, a mix of Linda Ronstadt, Pat Benatar, and the police.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of nod with a wee bit of kind of acknowledgement at the choice of Pat Benatar, but I'm gonna say, listen, if you don't put all that stuff back, the police are going to be the least of your worry, and kind of try and intimidate them.
All right, why don't you? Great. Why don't you? You're gonna give me. Why don't you give me a respect roll?
Okay, so is that roll under? Is it?
It's gonna. I have a
You got a DC
difficulty in my head. Yeah, a DC in my head.
Okay, so
you're gonna try to meet or go over.
I got 30. I got an 11. Sorry, it's a -1, so I got an 11. Yeah.
Yeah, you just made it. He looks you up and down. He realizes that you're put together, and you're you're pretty taller than him. And then he also realizes that Linda Ronstadt tape is not giving him a lot of street cred.
Okay.
So he looks around at the other guys and he says, let's help them clean up a little bit. I'm gonna make a roll for his crew just to see how much pull this guy has with his party. Yeah, that's he rolled high. So his the other stashes kind of roll their eyes. They flip the blades back in, and they put it in. They put their blades away, and they start to saunter off. And they're like, "Yeah, till next time, punks. Till next time. We didn't need those tapes anyway. That we're not even really into that stuff. That was for our moms. Now our moms won't have any Mother's Day presents. Thanks a lot, guys. Come on, let's get out of here." But as soon as they start to walk away, you hear a horrible scream that starts out soft and gets loud, like, "Oh!" Boom. And right in the middle of the food court, a dude's body just drops right in the middle of this couple's poo-poo platter. Oh. And they scream, and like the shrimp and the chicken go all over the place. I mean, even the little flame actually burns this guy's shirt. His shirt starts to burn from the poo-poo platter. And because above the food court, there's like a open ceiling, and there's like a second floor. So like people above can go. So this dude just comes flying over the railing onto this table. He's not moving. And then there's an explosion. You hear poof, and a bunch of smoke and drywall and a whole bunch of stuff flies out from that second level. Something's going on up there, dudes. The food court, everybody's screaming. They're running to the door. You see a kid kick open one of the arcade machines and like start taking a lot of change. But something big just happened upstairs. This dude is not moving, and there's some screams coming from upstairs too.
So Tommy gets upset because somebody just messed up his kung fu game, and runs out to go see Ray in the area next to the album store.
Yep.
And try to find Donald. And he'll look at Ray and, "Ray, what's up? What are we gonna do?"
So 5 minutes ago, I was about to get my highest score on Defender, And now there's like Pat Benatar cassettes scattered everywhere. There's dead guys in the mall. And I'm like, I can't believe I always get a half day on a Friday. I should just work. Anyway, I've just gone straight to the... I mean, my temptation is for me to go straight to the body, but I suspect he's dead, so I'm going to charge up to from where the body originated. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to come... I'd imagine there'll be one of those horrible glass elevators that you always go in shopping malls,
exactly.
and I'll be waiting for ages behind mums with buggies and stuff. You know?
Yeah, cue in elevator music.
Yeah, so I'll probably just charge up the stairs to get past all that and quickly get up to the scene.
Yeah, that's great. How about Donald and Tommy?
Well, Donald's not too worried because most of his family from the first has never been killed by humans, so he's not too worried.
This is a confident dude, a confident lifeguard.
I'll follow suit with Ray.
All right. So you all run. Well, you attempt to run up, and then you like Ray had mentioned, you got to wait for the elevator, and you hear the music and the sound of the fountain echoing amongst the ferns and the tile. But eventually, you get up to the second floor, and you see smoke coming out of Frequency, which is the electronic hobbyist shop. Okay, people are mulling out of there. The glass is all blown out from the front of the building. You can't really see what's going on inside from where you are. You'd have to run down and get a little bit closer, but there's people running towards you and away from you, screaming, get out of here, get out of here. They have guns.
Ah, geez, one of those days, right?
Ah, God. Here we go.
Okay, there's me bringing a knife to a gunfight.
You got a very weapon.
Ninja, right? I'm gonna go charging towards the smoke, I guess. I don't know what you doing. What about you, Jason? Are you gonna come with me, or am I doing this on my own, guys?
Oh, Tommy's going in. Tommy's going in. Guns a-blazing.
You're not still in your Speedos, Donald, are you? You're wearing proper ninja gear, are you? You're wearing proper clothing, are you? Just obviously you're a bit more. Just thinking of heat protection. Yeah, right. I'll barrel in. Yeah.
No shirt, no shoes, no problem. All right, so you guys run through the smoke, and the place is just trashed. You see two dudes. They're almost identical looking. Almost they could be like twins. They have bleach blonde flat tops, green army jumpsuits, and they're each holding Lugers. One of them is going out through the back door, like forwards. The other one is, face out, looking at you guys, dragging a female store clerk with him through the back door of this electronic supply store. And over on the left wall, it seems there's like a blown open panel. It looks as if there was a secret panel in the wall that has been blown open and recently, and it looks like there's a little bit of smoke and there's some blue fluorescent light emanating from that. The register on the other side has not been touched. So you have these two guys in their aviators, flat tops and jumpsuits, running out the back. The guy in front has something in his arm. You can't really see. It looks like almost like a big black book or something like that. The other one's got the female attendant, and they're trying to get away.
Well, I'm gonna go straight after the guys because I don't understand any of the electrical stuff. I'm gonna go straight after the people and just try chase them down and start equipping my weapon.
All right, a real lifeguard guarding this woman's life. Well done.
Wait, what?
Oh, you're not.
All right.
You're not. There's a woman held hostage as well. Yeah.
Kill.
She must be a man-eater.
So Donald is gonna pursue. Let's just call them the aviators.
I also found my weapon. I've taken a Teko Kage. Just hands to paws, wherever they are.
Awesome. All right, so he it, like just right out of his pockets. They're on. He's like Wolverine, and he's ready to get down to business. All right, so they get through. You're in a long all sort of cement hallway. This is basically the back end of the mall. Every store empties out in sort of this passageway. So basically, you could this is how they get to work if they don't go through the gate. This is where everybody takes their smoke breaks, and it's a long hallway. And they're making tracks down there. So if you would like to go so who are you going to go after? You're going to go after the one with the woman or the one with the black box?
Who do you think? What do you think is more important?
Your call, man. You're the one that's there.
Well, the person with the woman is probably not going to kill them. They're just using them as getaway. The black box could be important.
Could be.
But am I more... Because it would be right to go after the person. Oh, God.
This is an existential crisis for Donald.
Yeah.
I'm a lifeguard. I've got to go save a life.
There you go. All right. Well played. So you're gonna get you're gonna be able to because he's running forward. He's really struggling to get out. So I'm gonna give you a free roll on him for an attack before we roll initiative.
At the back of his head.
What'd you say?
I'll try chuck a shuriken at the back of his head.
You certainly could. Absolutely. So to do that in Ninja City, you are going to roll a d20. You're going to add your level, and you're going to add your offense modifier if you have one.
Okay, so it's 20 plus 2. Well,
yep. Okay, yeah, that would make sense, yeah.
Oh, come on. That dice is rigged.
What did you
And
roll?
One.
Nat 1.
A nat 1. Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll a d6.
God, how much damage do I take? Right, you'll guess. A 1.
Okay. All right. That's cool. So the shuriken goes wild, and it sticks into the woman's foot.
Oh.
She said, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're supposed to be helping me.
I totally meant that.
So those the aviators, they continue to they're a couple clicks ahead of you now, and it looks like they're going for a set of double fire doors. They push them open, and you realize they're now in a like an employee parking lot.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to barrel past you, Sam, and I barrel past Donald and try and catch up with him.
Okay.
Tommy does the same. He's going to go into it.
All right. Everybody, let's roll initiative.
Okay.
You're going to roll it in the modifier. You would add your stealth modifier.
Oh, disastrous.
I got a 9.
10.
6.
All right, let's do this. 20.
Oof.
So it goes aviators. Who had the next highest?
I had an 11. No, 10. I had 10.
And then Tommy has a 9.
Yeah, and I'm pulling up the rear with a 6.
Okay. All right, dudes, it's ninja time. You guys brandish your weapons. The aviators turn to you, and they take out their Lugers, and let's see who they're going to go for. Mark is 1, Jason 2, Sam is 3. All right, the first one aims at Donald, and he gets out of the way like it was nothing.
Understand.
The other one fires at Ray of the Exploding Fist. Ray does a 12 hit.
It does, yeah.
Man. Let's see for how much. All right, luckily, it just grazes you for 2 points of damage.
Okay.
You ninjas are quick. quick enough sometimes to avoid bullets. That's just how ninjas do it. All right, that brings us to Donald the 32nd. That bullet goes right by. You got your wolvie claws. What are you going to do?
Stab.
You're going to go
Stab. And the guy.
Stab, I think. Put the microphone up.
stab.
Sam.
You want to go for stab. You want to go for the one holding the hostage or the one with the black box?
I'm gonna go for the hostage.
Okay.
Because I feel a bit bad that I hit them with a shuriken.
You owe it to her. All right, you owe it to Debbie. You can see her little name tag glittering in the fluorescent light of the parking lot. Debbie, you got Debbie good in the foot. She won't be dancing tonight. All right, buddy, go ahead. Roll that D20, add your 2, and tell me what happens.
I'll roll another dice. I just don't feel that one's got any luck anymore.
All right.
I got a 6.
All right. He's pretty quick as well. He gets out of the way. Next up, we got Tommy Boy.
Tommy gets in a stance and starts to channel his energy. He's gonna force. His Pio. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah. So he's gonna use his Kujian. That's right. I don't know if everybody heard in the beginning, but all ninjas roll randomly for a Kujian hand seal, which is relative to a DCC wizard or cleric spell. So what Pio is channel. So my man Tommy, in essence, has force manipulation. So Tommy, in order to use that, you got to burn 1 Z-force point.
Boom.
All right, and you got a lot of those. So he's
now the manipulation. Now, is it a certain amount of weight that I can manipulate, or is it just like a force push?
Yeah, it's like a force push. Let's go. I'm going to go right to the good book, right here, DCC-rules.
Bible.
Yep. The caster conjures and shapes invisible force energy into useful objects or barriers of solid nature. And in this case, you're going to be able to, that could just be an invisible ball or force field that you would be able to push at this aviator, Tommy.
So do I see where Rai is, or Donald and Ray is? Is Ray right by one of these aviator guys?
He would he sees what you're doing and he would be able to step away to do your thing.
So I kind of give him Ray, and I just do my shot.
Yep, absolutely.
You get, or whatever. I don't know. That's like a fireball, but so I roll a D.
You roll a D. Go for it, man. Let's do this spell check.
So it's a D20, right? Plus what modifier?
Yeah, it's a D20 plus your discipline modifier plus your level.
All right, so D20 plus 2. That's an 8. Can I suck in more Z-force power to make it work?
Absolutely, my man.
All right, let's go. And how often, before I do this, rules, how often do they replenish if I dump this? Just dump some Z-force into it?
It would be, you would have to go, what you would do is you'd have to go back to your hideout, which is baked into this adventure. Think of this like a TV show. There's going to be a cut scene, and you're going to go back to your sensei, and I'll have you make a roll. You're going to give tribute to your sensei, and he'll relinquish some of your Z-force points.
Okay, so I'm going to, with an 8, I'm going to dump in 7 points to make it 15. I'm just going to dump it. I got a lot. Boom. All
right. So this ninja forms a floating platform of force energy 3 feet above the ground. This disc-shaped 3-foot diameter platform allows him at a distance of 5 feet, but be commanded up to 25 feet from the wizard's position by thought alone. It can carry up to 100 pounds and remain for 1d6 plus plus 1 turns. Now, I'm going to say that you're able to push this thing. So you could either use it as a platform to do a super jump off of it, or you could just Hadouken it at these dudes.
That's what I feel like I'm gonna do.
All right. Why don't you roll? Let's do a D6 damage on that.
Yes, sir. D6. 6.
Oh man. All right, now, I'm sorry, I should have asked. Is this at the black box dude or the hostage dude?
I feel like the black box dude.
The black box dude. Boom! It's like, whoa! Like his cheeks are rippling, and like this is the crazy thing. His aviators fly off his head, and you're just staring at two red laser eyes. The black box falls on the ground, and he is knocked on his back. He is trying to get himself together. He is seriously injured. You may have even seen like a little bit of electric shock in his mouth after this happened. This dude is hurt. He is not out, but he is hurt. Nice job. That brings us to Ray of the Exploding Fist.
I'm just going straight in with the katana to the guy with the hostage. Yeah.
Got it.
So
all right. So you're gonna do offense now. Yeah. Oh, dudes, what I should remind you of too is that in Ninja City, you do have access to some special forces. For example, there's Force of Tiger. The ninja may attempt mind-blowing moves during melee or range combat. The ninja can spend 1 Z-Force point to attempt a mighty deeds of arms once per round. So basically, like DCC, guys, you can all of you can attempt mighty deeds.
Right. Okay. I'm not going to go for that just now. I'm just going to go straight for the old, shot back and sides approach.
Absolutely.
So I'm a D20 plus 3 in total with my level as well. Yeah. Do I include my level
yes.
or not? Yeah. That's a grand total of 5.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's not bother. Let's not discuss that any further.
We'll just move on from that. All right. The black box aviator guy is going to try to gain his footing, and he does. So he's up for net, but he won't do anything. He just got back up. And then hostage dude, he just tries to open fire, and he goes long as well. These aviators are not rolling well. So that's going to work to your advantage. So we're going to do Donald, Tommy, and Ray again.
Okay, well, I'm going to just charge right up to the hostage guy because he started to really annoy me now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go try stab through his back. So now let's bring the other... No, where's my D20? There. Okay, let's roll. I rolled an 18 altogether.
Oh, yeah, that's going to do some damage, my man. That's going to do some damage.
Wait, what's damage? D6 plus...
D6.
Just D6, okay. 6.
Yeah.
There we
go. Right through him. It goes right through him. Luckily, Debbie choreographs it with you. And on the foot that you did not stab with the shuriken, she sort of pivots and just barely misses the blade coming through. As you do this, you get a little bit of a shock. Not enough to hurt you, but you're like, whoa, man. And your hair kind of stands up a little bit. There was something inside this dude. There's blood. There's blood coming out. But there was a little bit of electricity in that guy, too. He's down. He is done. He is on the ground. He is dead. He is bleeding out blood, and you even see a little bit of like black liquid, viscous, coming out, mixed a little bit with the blood. As he falls, his aviators smash on the ground, and you see, once again, red laser eyes like his partner, but they die out, and they're back to just regular human eyes. That brings us to Tommy.
Let's try not...
I'll bring out my nunchuck. How far am I away from the one that I force pushed, or?
You would be able to run up and get him.
Oh, so I got my nunchucks flicking around, and I'm just going to go, what's up, my dude? And then I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab the dude by the neck and just choke hold him out.
Awesome. I'm going to go toe-to-toe with you on this one, all right? We're going to do both strength checks.
Okay.
D20. I'm sorry. Well, in Ninja City, it's called offense. I should remember my own nomenclature.
All right. So just a solid 13. out of
Yeah,
me.
I got a solid 5. So you choke this dude out, and he just lies motionless. The red laser eyes go out. Debbie is grateful, but also in pain as she pulls out the shuriken and looks at Donald, and she says, "I think this is yours."
Thank you. Just take it back. Do you know where my bathroom is?
She goes, "Well, despite that, I have to thank you. I don't know what was going on. I was just about to go down to the Orange Julius on my break, and these guys just come in. They throw my boss right over the railing. I hope he's okay. He owes me a paycheck. They what do you mean, no? Somebody say no? Is he okay?"
We're not optimistic about your boss's chances of signing your paycheck.
Well, then I might just have to take care of it myself from the register. But anyways, these guys just came out of nowhere. Like, I don't know if they're Top Gun enthusiasts or what, but they had like these weird outfits on, and they had the same voice. They were very monotone, and they threw him over the edge, and then they blew open the wall. I don't know. It was really weird. I didn't even know we had that special closet there. But my boss wouldn't give him some kind of key, so they tossed him, and then they blew open the wall. What's going on here? Frequency. This was a calm place where kids buy RC cars and radios and whatnot. You guys really saved the day. Who are you?
This is the point where we should have possibly had a gang name. Is that?
I'll just look back at you like, what do we say?
Yeah, like you guys all, it's like the close-up of all your eyes, just like looking at each other. And you realize that at this point, you should probably come up with a clan name.
Yeah. What about the Wu-Tang Clan?
The Wu-Tang Clan.
I don't even know what that means. I think they're a band, aren't they? Just in case
it's
anything.
Oh, man. Up from the 36 chambers in the coast. One of the greatest hip-hop bands of all time. The groups. The RZA, the Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard, Inspector Deck, Raekwon the Chef, You God, Master Killer, Capadonna.
But we can't be the Wu-Tang Clan because there's already a Wu-Tang. We'll have to be like the Two-Tang Clan or something like that, right?
Two-Tang.
Like a tribute band type name, but I'm just not inventive enough to think of one.
Now, do we have to like disclose that information? Do we want people to know who we are?
Well, we could be mysterious.
That's a good point. You're just 3 dudes hanging at the mall.
Yeah. Just playing some kung fu, girlfriend. Just playing some kung fu. We heard some noise.
All right. Well, hey, I don't know. While he was dragging me out, I tried to rifle through his pockets a little bit. I don't know if this will mean anything to you, and she pulls out this business card, and it's got a picture of a shrimp in a top hat.
Fancy.
And on the back, there are 3 numbers, and it's 13, 21, 27.
Do we have any idea, considering we've lived in Ninja City for how long? Do we know what this is? Is it a new company? Do we have any reference to it?
Is it a restaurant or anything that we would recognize a logo for or anything like that? I'm also wondering why androids have pockets as well, because I wouldn't think they would have much need for pockets.
Who has the best respect score?
I'm out.
I have a 16.
That's pretty hot. Sam, how about you? What's your respect score?
You're muted, Sam.
Click on the mute. I'm a 13.
Okay, let's go with the respectful Tommy Wooten. Why don't you make a respect roll for me?
Yes,
Roll a
sir.
d20 and add your respect, and we'll see if it rings a bell.
11 plus my respect modifier is 2, so 13.
Yeah, that's good enough. You have seen this logo on a billboard by the docks, pretty far away. But you know that it has something to do with like a big building out by the docks by the water. Maybe like something to do with seafood distribution, or it's maybe packing, but it's some kind of business. in a rough part of like the dock end of town.
How far away
Hey, Ray.
is the dock end of the town?
What's that? What do you?
How far away is the dock end of the town? Is it?
Oh,
Like,
it would take you. It would take you some time. I mean, it's nighttime too.
Right.
So you could try to hail a cab there, but it would probably be a good 40 minutes to get there just driving if you could get a cab from the mall.
Sorry, Jason, you were going to ask me a question.
I was just gonna say, hey Ray, Donald, that's that shipping place on the east side of Ninja City by the docks.
Right. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that now. I think I cut one of the guys' hair that worked there actually once. Mohawk he had. Yeah.
Wait, the one where I stabbed someone or the other one?
No, the other one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I think always the best way to approach a kind of massive warehouse, which is probably the lair of an evil kind of criminal, is probably to go at night time.
And have fire.
Yeah, I always feel nighttime is an optimal time to go, and as it is nighttime, we should probably head there.
Well, we're ninjas.
We're ninjas, yeah, we're dressed in black. I mean,
that lady.
So we'll cut scene. Is there anything you want to do before then? At the scene of where you're at now, you have the two bodies of the aviators. He dropped the black box. You could search them. You could take a look at the black box, or you could
we need to have a look at the
reinvestigate.
black box, don't we? Yeah. But split before the police get there, because then we get caught up in awkward investigation type stuff. Yeah. Right.
And given the amount of emergency that occurred, you do hear some sirens off in the distance. So your time is limited. But the time that you have, you find that black box. It's about the size, now that you're up to it, it's about the size of a VHS tape. All right. It's about the size, but like heavy, much heavier than a VHS tape. And it's labeled X-Tech Industries.
Okay.
There's some, as you look at it, most of it's like a heavy black plastic, and it seems as if on the edge there's like three little metal pieces that look like it would be, some sort of conductor for a battery or something. You know what I mean? Like if you had like a rechargeable battery, it had that little bit, those metal things on it. So that's what it looks like. It looks like some sort of heavy VHS size battery, and it says X-Tech Industries on it.
I think that's going to find its way into maybe not my pocket, but certainly into my person somewhere, like in a jacket pocket or something, because I've got a funny feeling we're going to need that.
Okay, cool. So add that to your inventory. You can add X-Tech battery. Debbie's already off, going back to Frequency to get her money that is owed for her. And that's that. You want to wrap up that scene? Anything else, the aviators? Okay. All right, so we're going to cut scene. You guys are back in your hideout. All right? It's about, you get there really quick. It's just, edit. Whoa, see that? That was cool. So now you guys are back, and you light your ninja incense. All the lights are off except for the black lights, and you're all sitting there in your ninja poses, and there he starts to come. And the great spirit of the last dragon comes up in a green smoke glowing in the black lights. And you're overcome with this rich, spicy smell of your ninja incense. And the great spirit of the last dragon starts to commune with you. All right? You can each ask your sensei one yes or no question.
Can we show the sensei something if I showed him the battery?
Sure.
So you can
see
that, yeah.
And he says, "My children, you have come to me after saving that young woman. I always see what you're doing. Always see what you're doing. That includes you, Tommy." And he just gives you a wink. And he goes, "But you did good. You followed the ninja code. And Donald, you made the good choice to pursue the woman first. I will now grant you each one question, or I will grant you one answer to a question that will help you on your quest. What did you find? What did you find, Ray?
Pull out the battery and say, Master, would you know what this may happen to be? I don't know if I worded that right, but yeah.
Yep, and the battery, it floats in front of the mist, and he's taking a look at it. And he goes, this is new. This is something new, something unnatural. One word comes to mind. Undeath.
Okay.
Undeath.
Not the word I was hoping would come to mind. However, thank you, Last Dragon.
You're welcome. My children, I have time for 2 more questions or guidance before I must return to the spirit world and finish my sandwich.
And Tommy gets confused as what type of sandwich is it?
A Reuben, of course.
No!
That is
That's my question.
a Reuben. I will move on. Donald, the 32nd. Please use your question wisely.
Unlike me.
I wonder what I should ask. What is the meaning of life?
The avoidance of death.
Fair. Thank you. Have a nice day.
And he goes, oh no. Boys, suit up. He disappears. The lights return to the basement of the karate studio. And you have this kind of like really early version of a flat screen TV. And it goes, alert, 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 robbery. And you, on the wall, it says robbery in progress, First Federal Bank. And you know that is just 3 blocks away from the karate studio.
Might as well, yeah. I hope it's not the opposite
Suit up
direction.
montage.
I hope it's not the opposite direction from the other place, because that'd be highly inconvenient. I'm a convenience ninja.
You got to make a decision. Do you thwart the robbery, or do you go right to this dock area?
I would say we
Well, I
thwart the
think we
robbery.
just thwart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because the warehouse is always going to be there, right?
Yep.
well, you never know. It might be like a... No, never mind.
And they don't know we're onto them. I don't think they know we're onto them yet. But
So off to the
bank.
The robbery?
the First Federal Savings Bank. All right. So now it's the time. You got to get out of those Z Cavaricis and get into your ninja garb. So tell me, let's start with whoever wants to go first. Tell me about your ninja garb. What distinguishes you as a ninja? This is the reveal. So it's like, and now you're in ninja mode.
Who's going first then?
Tommy will go first. So he's like, cutscene. He brings out his like kimono, or not a kimono, but it's like his ninja outfit is orange.
Nice.
And he's like, because you like, the heart, like the safety, like, because he's a construction worker. So he's like, all in the orange, like my hat's orange too, by the way. So anyways, so yeah, everything's orange. And then he like suits up and has his nunchucks ready to rock. He's like ready to go.
Very good.
Okay, mine is like a powder blue crimpling safari suit. Do you know
Nice.
Do you know the one with the 4 pockets on the front?
Oh, sure.
And the permanent creases in the trouser legs. Like, do you know, like they're like thick cords.
Yeah.
And I've got a pair of shoes that look like, they've got a Cuban heel, and they've got like they're slip-ons, and they've got like an eagle motif.
Oh, this is
on
beautiful.
The side. Yeah, I mean, I've just got nothing else, because that's enough, right? That's flamboyant enough. A cravat, maybe, on occasion, if it's formal. If it's a formal bit of ninja I'm doing, but if I'm casual ninja, no cravat. Yeah.
Wow, a very well-coiffed ninja. Do you wear anything over your head, or would that mess up the hair? How do you do that?
I have one of those, like, those superhero masks where it's just a black strip of cloth across your eyes, but nobody recognizes you, like Hong Kong Fooey kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well played. All right. That's a handsome ninja. And then we have Donald the 32nd. What are you sporting?
Think. I look very stupid. I kind of wear mismatched kind of clothing. Like,
all right.
I've got like them out like really cheap. And because I haven't been bothered to find a better suit yet. I'm wearing like colors of purple, pink, yellow, green, just like, dotted patches.
It's all patchwork,
yeah.
Just a mismatch of ninja's tact.
And I keep saying, I'll get a new suit next week. I'll get one next. I'll get one the week after.
Maybe you've like pieced together your suit from the old sweat geese that were in the basement of the karate studio. You're constantly shaking sand out of it because it's always in your duffel bag at the beach. So this is we go from that all the way to the well coiffed and the orange safety ninja in between. So this is quite a crew. Speaking about the safety ninja, Tommy, you spent a couple of Z-Force points. So here's your chance to do a quick little bow. Why don't you roll a D6 and see how many you get back?
1.
All right, you get 1 back. Now, once again, ninjas, as you begin your next mission, I want to remind you of Z-Force. We got Force of Tiger, which is basically Mighty Deeds of Arms. Force of Monkey, which you may ascend sheer surfaces or leap over obstructions. For every Z-Force point spent, you clear 10 feet. So this is sort of like that, $6 million man kind of slow, high jump. And then there's Force of Butterfly, which is a lot like Featherfall, which is like the opposite of Force of Monkey. You could descend from dizzying heights. Once again, each Z-Force point spent, you will descend 10 feet of free fall without harm. Okay?
Okay.
Sir.
So you are in your ninja garb. It is go time. Let's take a look at where we are.
Do we have a vehicle?
Do you have a vehicle?
That is a good question.
Very good question.
You have a bike.
We should have a Wu-Tang. We should have a Wu-Tang van, shouldn't we?
The Wu-Tang van. I'm writing that one down, man. That's
what's that?
That's good. You get a point of Z-Force for that one. Well played, punt. The Wu-Tang van. All right. Yeah, you guys have a van?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's DCC. You gotta have a sick van. Maybe with a what's the airbrush on the side of the van? What's the scene? What epic scene unfolds on the side of your ninja van? Or is it more just a special color?
Oh, it has to have something cool.
I can't get the A-Team van out of my head, right? But
it's all black, like all the wheels are out.
Like a spoiler on the back of it.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing all right. I mean, as a Tommy with his construction work, and he's in the union, so he gets his benefits there. Ray's got the hair, the salon going. It's pretty. The ladies of Ninja City love it. Then we got Donald the lifeguard. He's kind of the hanger on, so he doesn't got a lot of coin, but you other two have done all right for yourself. So I think you would be able to afford the sick action van. All right.
The Wu-Tang van.
All right. So it is the First Federal Savings Bank is 3 blocks away. It's a 40-foot tall Greek revival style building. It has no windows on its exterior walls, but even from the street, you can see the pyramidal skylights on the roof, which provide the natural light inside. It's about 11 o'clock at night. It is dark. The streets are empty. From the outside of the building, now let's just say you guys pull up, you do a little bit of surveillance. Would that make sense?
Yeah. Is there like an alarm going, or is this some kind of secret? It's a silent alarm that's come direct to us.
Good question. It's a silent alarm. As you pull up, there is a baby blue van off to the side, down the street a little ways from the main door. That's all that it kind of stands out because it's in rough shape.
Uh-huh.
But on the back panel of this van, you see the distinctive logo of a shrimp in a top hat.
Oh.
Otherwise, there you don't see any sign of life.
Do we go in, or do we ambush them in their van?
You take away their.
Do we have a van then?
We've got a
We
van.
can get another
that's-
van.
We got 2
An
vans. Yeah.
investment. You kick their butt and take the van.
Everybody gets a van.
Yeah, we could be.
Boom.
We could have the 2-van Wu-Tang van team.
Donald doesn't have to walk to his job anymore. He can take the blue van that we stole.
Yeah, we
The
can hit.
2-van clan.
Yeah.
While I was kind of keen on the idea of having a second van, what I was thinking was we could simplify the process by ambushing them when they return with whatever they've stolen, rather than getting into the messy situation of going into a bank building that we don't know the layout of. I'd imagine.
No, I was just saying hit them with the van.
Well, that's another alternative. But I was thinking there's probably
That's
not
a
a lot
good
of
idea,
layout
Ray.
permutations inside the van, so we could probably just all ninja up and hide in the corner. And when they get in the van thinking it's a job well done, we just knock them on the head.
Great idea. I got a hammer in the back of the Wu-Tang van right now.
Yep.
We got a lot of fire. We got a lot.
Cracks
I got
bolts.
I got
I'm
lots.
used to. He grabs a hammer. He'll go through a toolbox in the Wu-Tang van, grabs a hammer. He's like, "Yeah, I know how to use this claw hammer right here. I'll
Yeah.
crack this guy upside his head."
Yep, that would make sense. You probably would have your gear in the Wu-Tang van.
If we're even cleverer and they don't get into the back of the van, we could just lie in the back of the van and let them drive us back to their hideout while we're all in the back of the van.
Or we could just drive the van away right now and not even deal with the robbery. We could do that too.
We
And
could
have
do
the
that as
cops
well.
get him. You don't have to do nothing. Just steal the van.
Yeah, but then we'd only have a van and we wouldn't have any more clues.
I can just like see this where like we're in there like in our van just complaining about like what are we doing?
You clearly want to be in the van business, but I would quite
I
like to
do
be
want
in
to
the
be
ninja
in the van,
business.
Ray.
Yeah.
I do.
I think, Dad, you stay outside you stay in our van, and you make a signal when they come back to their van, and we're hiding inside.
Something
He has a
subtle.
hammer. Like, well, how am I going to use the hammer?
Something subtle like flashing the
wait.
lights or beeping the horn or something like that. Is that what you're thinking?
Oh, you watch too many movies, Ray. You watch too many movies. Let's go.
So let's go. Where inside their van then? Can we break into their van?
Yeah, sure. You lead the way.
Right.
I'm going to use this hammer on the first person I see.
I've got a look. Wait, what?
If I break
I got
in
a lot
here and it's full of like shrimp, I'm not going to be happy.
Maybe we'll get some free shrimp.
Right, I'm going to break into the van, Joey. That's
Okay,
the van.
sounds good. So the van it is. They were going to the shrimp van. All right. That's great. So it is unlocked.
Okay.
You're gonna open up. Do you want to open up the back door, or do you want to open up like the passenger driver's side
Well,
door?
I'm
What do
gonna
you want to?
I'm going to open the back door first. Yeah, I'm concerned that.
I'm
But, yeah,
feeling
that's
there's
where
going to be a body.
Yeah, I want to see what's inside there. Yeah.
Okay, and actually, Donald, that actually is what you find. You open up the back of the van, and this van has been outfitted with all sort of technology that you're not familiar with. On the right, on the left side of the van wall, there are 3 more of those batteries that are stuck into a charger. there is the body of almost exactly like the two guys you fought in the mall.
The aviators or the mustache guys?
The aviators. There's one of those guys just lying, motionless,
Right.
on the ground.
But he's not got
Bleach
a
flat
battery.
top,
Yeah.
aviators, green jumpsuit, just lying there.
So, without this descending into something dodgy, if I was to kind of lift his shirt and have a look at his back or anything, is there going to be like a battery port where the battery might go?
You want to turn him over?
Yeah, I want, or it might be in his front. I don't know where it might be, but I'm suspecting that these batteries somehow power these androids. Is my thinking, and I'm wondering, is he lying there because he's like, he's charging on the wall? Although
Well,
So-
we'll find out if he's charging because it would give you the cancel
charging three
notification if the battery's
androids off of your cigarette lighter is probably not the best thing for your battery, but this fantasy.
Ray, what are you doing, Ray?
He's actually got a hammer.
Now we're LARPing.
Ray, what are we doing?
Yeah, but well, I don't know if we need that. You can smash someone in a minute, Tommy. That's fine. Don't worry. I'll
got
find
it.
someone for you to smash.
All right, so yeah, you could definitely do that if you wanted to, Ray. So you'd have to take his jumpsuit off. You're gonna proceed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm uncomfortable with it, but yeah, like let's do that. Do you know?
So
it's
it's
not my nature to go kind of robbing people in the back of vans who look dead. But let's do it.
Really?
when in Rome, when in Ninja City. So yeah, actually, you. It's funny though when you try to, because you have to undo the zipper and you have to kind of pull him up a little bit. He doesn't react. He's very, very heavy for his size. You peel back you take off his jumpsuit, and actually, yes, there is right in the middle of his spine, there is a metal receiver that would be a perfect fit for one of those X-Tech batteries.
Okay.
Plug it in.
No, because then you're in the back of a van with a bad guy who's on 100% charge. Right?
You know,
Say again, Sam.
how do you know he's a bad guy?
Well, it's just a hunch.
I don't
but-
know if he's a bad guy.
Yeah. You're roboting,
Mike
Sam.
Farley.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to take the chance of plugging him in anyway.
Yeah, no. That seems like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Just smash his head in and then
We could do that.
forget.
We can just wait for the. How
So
long
We
we
were waiting for the bad guys.
Do you know what? My thought, if we're waiting for the bad guys, my first thought would be, let's get this extra bad guy out of the van, because, do you know, the last thing we need inside the van with us, good guys, is a bad guy. We might as well get the bad guy out of the van, and then when the other bad guys come in, we've got one less bad guy, because they might suddenly just plug him in, or, do you know,
Great idea, Ray. Great idea.
activate him. Don't know where we're going to put him.
You could just mess up his charging port.
As you're discussing this, you feel the shock of some sort of explosive going off within the marble walls of the bank.
Okay, we should probably hide. I don't feel
Right.
like we're gonna get enough time.
Right, I'm going to just take this guy and, can I pick him up? Is he too heavy to move, or?
No, you could, two of you could carry him out pretty quickly.
Right, is there like a small kind of garden area in the city? You get these garden areas in the city. Is there anywhere we can just toss them into some bushes and?
Yeah, about half a block away, there's a little, kind of a park area, like a little area where people could sit. That there's hedges that you could throw them on.
Yeah, let's hoof him into there. And would I have handcuffs to hand?
Would you have handcuffs? You might have some zip. I think you might have a zip tie or two
I'm
on
gonna
you.
zip tie him to the railings of this garden thing, just so that there's no danger he's coming. Even if it just delays him slightly, that's good enough.
Yeah.
And then back into the van.
Okay. So you that all happened successfully. So let's talk about the van. What's the story here? What is the plan with the van?
We've not got a plan. Just got inside the van.
Just gonna hang out in the van.
We were just going to wing it.
Okay. you're gonna get in the van? Are you gonna close the doors? Or
Yeah.
are you gonna all stay in the back of the van? Is somebody gonna be in the front? What's the positioning here?
Well, there's two options, isn't there? The one is that we take over the van when they arrive back, right? And then we become them, dressed in the jumpsuits or whatever. Or the other thing is they don't necessarily get in the back of the van. We just lie low, and they drive us right into the centre of their hideout, which could be more problematic than we would like it to be once we're inside. But
Like the Trojan horse, right there.
yeah, but like the Trojan horse, where like suddenly the Trojans realise they're outnumbered 100-1 by mad robot, laser-eyed, flat-top, vanilla ice types.
Yeah, with just a hammer and nunchucks. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, my powder blue jumpsuit. That's what.
Yeah.
All right. So you're all in the back of the van. Is that what the story is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you all get in the back of the van. You close the door, and it's not too long until you hear something that sounds like another small explosion, and you hear "Let's go," and you hear the very heavy footsteps of like metal against asphalt coming closer to the van.
Sound good.
No, it doesn't it? I wish I wasn't in the van now.
This was your idea.
So
Your idea.
So you hear two voices talking, getting closer to the van, and you also hear those heavy, very heavy footsteps of metal against asphalt coming closer to the van. And you hear, "All right, big boy, get in the back and we'll bring you home. Thresher's going to be quite happy. Got quite a good haul this time around." So you hear two guys walking on either side of the van. The van doors open up at the same time.
All right. Okay.
This is great. I did not. This is that. You learn something new every time you run a game. You see a 7-foot tall, half man, half machine. So basically, it's this bald dude. He's got aviators on, but he's bald. He is not naturally 7 feet. You see that he has some extensions, like where the shoulder would meet the arm. There's like a metal bar that makes his arms a little bit longer. And similarly, where his shins would meet his knee, he's got like metal bands that have extended his body a little bit. He's thin. The body itself, the human parts of him, what's not encased in metal, is very gaunt. Like he looks like a corpse. He looks like a corpse that had been buried for a little bit. That he had been, retrofitted with some metal parts. And one of his, one of his hands, it's not a hand, it's a claw. And in the other hand, it looks to be some sort of, from the smell of gas, you can tell that this is probably some sort of torch.
Okay.
You can smell the heat coming off of it. You're guessing that he maybe, he used it to cut through a safe or something. In the claw hand, there are bags and bags and bags of money.
So have they just opened the back door of the van, shoved him in, and shut the back door again? Have they?
You could shut the door. You could attempt to shut the door.
So, well, we'll let him in, and I will say,
Morning.
"Hello, big boy. I'm Ray, and these are my colleagues Donald and Tommy, and we are here
Bobby.
to look at...
My name's Bobby, not Tommy.
We're here
Bobby.
Bobby, myself, Donald, and Bobby are here to take care of your every need on the journey to the hideout. Please don't hesitate to ask us if there's anything you need. In the meantime, please fasten your seatbelt and enjoy the journey."
He just looks at you like slack-jawed, and there's no actual organic life in him. He pretty much just follows along, almost as if the only thing he heard really was the order from the other guy saying, "Get in the van, big boy." So he just looks at you. He turns around backwards and just slides himself in the van. He grabs, he puts the money down. He grabs a wire that was in a compartment, and he sticks it into his neck. And you see like red lights glow behind the aviators. And he just sits. So well done there. Now the guys, so the back of the van is separated by like some fencing, like back of a seat and fencing. You would be able to hide, you'd be able to get down low enough that the two guys getting in would not see you.
Yeah. They
okay.
Should do that. Yeah.
And the two guys that get in are two bleach blonde flat top dudes with aviators and jumpsuits. And they start talking to each other, and they have the same exact voice as the other one. Like, "How much did you think we got this time?" And the other one's like, "At least 70K. Thresher will be quite pleased with what we did for him."
They got a name, Thresher.
Thresher, yeah.
We're rich. We're rich. Is there other people in the? So there's just the. There's three other. How many people are outside?
The two. It was only the three. So it was the big cyborg guy got in the back.
Okay.
And two aviators are taking the driver and passenger seat. At this point, you don't see or hear anything else.
Yes, sir.
The sound of sirens are getting close, and you hear, "It's time to make tracks and get back. He will be waiting for us. There is much work to do. There are many more of us that need activation."
Oh, I didn't like the sound of that.
I agree.
Thing.
Let's head back. And you feel the van starts to take off. So you guys are in the back. The cyborg dude is sitting there. He is the length of the back of the van pretty much. And he is just, you almost hear a hum coming from him as the eyes glow. So that tube, that cord is attached to his neck. And that's what's going on.
Right. They're going to pull into an underground car park, right? Always happens.
Always. It's always like that in the movies.
Yeah. So we're going to have to come out kung fu-ing as soon as that back door opens.
Do you even want to go? Do you want to just get this over and done with right now while we're going? I'm telling you, man, it's at the east side by the docks. Let's steal this van, crack these fools upside the head with a hammer, take the 70K and run.
So what? Like
wait.
up and over the thing and
done. Hold my hammer here.
I'm not against that. Yeah.
I grab my nunchucks out.
I think we tried to disguise ourselves as them. We take that 70K, go get plastic surgery.
I could even do the bleaching and the flat tops for you, because I'm a hairstylist.
Yeah, that's true. You could maintain. Yeah.
Am I choking this guy out? Am I choking him out?
You choke the one on the left, I'll choke the one on the right. Unless Donald fancies it, actually.
And I'll just stab as stuff goes bad.
So,
okay.
All right, I'll let you go.
No, explain it. I want to hear what you guys do. This is great.
He hands Donald the hammer. If he wakes up, you hit him upside the head. Grab my nunchucks out.
Right.
And I walk up behind the driver.
How come I get the messy job? You've got the nunchucks and the chokey bit, and I've got the whole shards of skull bit, and blood and brain matter everywhere.
All right, well here's my nunchucks. I'll use the hammer then. God.
Yeah, man, I'm a hairdresser.
I can grab this with the hammer and choke him out like this.
Yeah, right. Let's do it that.
That's what I'm gonna do. Here's my nunchucks.
Right.
All right.
So we're just
behind,
we're behind that sort of like that board, that division between the two things, and I'm like 3, 2, 1, go. And we both pop up like Jack in the Boxes.
Oh yeah.
Bang. Strangle.
All right. The van just starts swerving.
Oh, we hadn't thought about that bit, had we?
All over the place. It clips a car. These guys, it's like they're like cloud, like oh, like.
I'll just dive forward and take the wheel. I'll
Great
just drive.
idea, Ray. Great idea,
Come
Ray.
on, Donald.
Donald, are you going to attempt to take the wheel?
Yeah.
All right, that's great. Donald, why don't you make me? You're going to make a. Let's do this is under stealth. This is going to be sort of like an agility thing.
I'm not good at stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna kill you pretty much.
Oh, he's good at it. I hope he's good at it.
Oh no, I'm horrible. I'm -1.
Oh.
I got 7.
Oh man, no, you can't wedge you try to wedge yourself in between your partners who are choking these two guys, and you're just out of every time you go to reach, the van swerves the wrong way, and eventually.
Can Ray use Z-force power to make it better, or? Sure,
you can always. It's like burning luck. You can always push it a little bit.
So can we push it to his? Can we add points to his roll, or only our own roll, same as in DCC?
With this, it would be in this situation. I would say because you both are so encumbered by strangling these other guys that in this usually like in Ninja City. When I play with my friends, it's really about like the ninjas collaborating. But in this case, you guys are already set on individual tasks. So it would be Donald having to burn some of his Z-force on his own.
Burn some of that Z-force and get control of the van, Donald.
How would I take control of the van?
You would get that extra lunge to get your hand on the wheel.
It's just like using luck points to add to the 7 that you've rolled. So
how much should I burn?
That isn't that the mystery. Would I be a good judge if I exposed? It wouldn't be an incredibly difficult. I'd say you're close to think about a basic DC. Let's say DC 10, buddy.
Oh, burn 3 points.
All right. You get that whiff out of nowhere. The incense of the last dragon enters your nostrils, and just you time it perfectly. You grab the wheel just as it goes into a fire hydrant, and you narrowly avoid smashing into a brick wall head on of a building. The aviators are struggling, but they're getting weaker. But let's see if this can do it. Oh yeah. As the passenger aviator starts to clunk out, you see him press this remote that's in his hand.
Okay, I'm just gonna go out the front. See ya.
And big cyborg dude comes alive.
I knew that was going to happen.
He sits up and then immediately squats and stands up and peels off the top of the roof.
Oh, okay.
The van it rolls to a standstill without anybody getting injured. The aviators are now out. They're not moving, but now standing down, looking at you guys, this cyborg is looking at the three of you, and he knows his orders because of that beeping remote. That red button was pressed.
I'm just gonna take the remote and steal one of these guys' aviators and just press a button on the remote.
Okay. Let me see if you can pry it from their hand.
Oh wait, I could just cut off the hand.
What'd you say?
Could I just saw off the hand with my claws?
That would you wanna cut off the okay.
I'm not strong.
Absolutely. But you would have to do once again. I'd want you to do a stealth check. This is an agility move.
Let's just roll to pry out of his hands.
Okay, so that would be offense then. Let's do an offense.
That 15.
Yeah, that you get it out of his hand, you press it, the eyes glow, and you hear initializing self-destruct mode.
Get the heck out.
Yeah.
Bobby out.
Everybody hit the floor.
You guys, slow motion down the
Yeah.
streets of Ninja City.
The car
A dark
explodes.
road, barely any lights. You guys go flying, you tumble on the ground unscathed. You know, Ray is still looking good. And Donald still is looking scruffy, but everybody's doing okay. But as you sit there looking at the van in flames, you just see all these $100 bills on fire falling out of the sky.
I was going to go to the casino.
I'll say, I knew I shouldn't have had that mutton vindaloo.
Moving rich.
So you guys are in the middle of a dark street. There's a flaming van. You smell the stench of burning flesh and oil. It's just a horrid mess.
We're going to have a lot of difficulty explaining this, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
You have made quite a distance in the van, however. And let's say we are going to cut scene, and you have made your way to the docks.
Uh-huh.
The stench of chum is in the air. This is a rough part of town. There are barrel fires and, people warming their hands over the fires, pulling out little jugs and sipping. This is your classic outskirts on the docks. Rough cruise. But there it is. There's that billboard. You see old Shrimpy in the top hat. It looks like just a big warehouse building. It is surrounded in a 20-foot chain link fence that's topped with concertina wire. Let me get to the official description. Yep, rectangular metal building surrounded by a 20-foot concertina wire top chain link fence on its southwest and east sides. So you're facing it front on.
Okay.
So where you're standing across from the south entrance. The south fence is the main entrance for traffic and contains a gate that is retracted when deemed appropriate by the guard manning the security booth in front. So you have the building. It's surrounded on all sides with the concertina wire. The front, there's a little guardhouse where you can see, the gate could open and close for deliveries. You see that on the east side, if you were to go down a block, it looks like that's where there's a couple of delivery trucks parked. There's some metal, if you were to peek around, you'd see those metal kind of shuttered garage doors where they do the deliveries. The front is very sort of business-like. The front is like a glass front where seemingly there would be like offices, and just behind that, then it's attached to like the metal warehouse kind of thing. Okay. It looks like there's employee parking on the left side of the building. And I sent you the PDF. You'll see a good idea of what the building looks like. It's just a bird's eye view. It's a parking lot on the west side. The east side, it looks like a delivery area, and the front side is the main entrance / office area. So how do you wish to proceed? There is a fluorescent light coming from the guard booth. It's a small little wooden shack.
Yeah, I think we need to take out the guard booth first, don't we?
Do it. no longer making decisions. Won't follow you, Ray.
But none of the decisions I've made so far have been particularly great, unless you're looking for a spectacular cinematic.
It's all right. I still like you. Puts his hand up for like a high five.
Okay, I'm gonna get down on get on my hands and knees and kind of crawl up to the, taking care not to get any muddy stains on my powder blue safari suit. Right?
Of course.
So I'm gonna kind of crawl up to the guard booth and try and see try and listen and see, you know, is there a conversation going on inside? Is there more than one guard in there? Are they having a chat? Is he listening to the radio? Whatever, do you know?
Yeah. He's got you hear the Johnny Carson show. The Tonight Show's on, and he's laughing. He's like, oh, that Don Rickles, he gets me every time. I just love Don Rickles. And you know, if you were to peek up a little bit, you'd see this is a middle-aged guy, kind of heavy. He's got a little trucker hat on that has the shrimp logo on it. He's got a belt with a keychain with like 100 keys on it. And he's sipping coffee. He's reading a Mad magazine, and it's what it sounds like. He's watching Don Rickles on the Carson show.
Yeah, is there any way? Would it be possible? Do you think do I think it would be possible to sort of incapacitate him without killing him?
You're trained, dude. You're trained in the ways of the ninja. Yeah, have some confidence. Yeah.
Well, I do have some confidence, but obviously I'm more not so much about the killing him or the incapacitating him part. I'm thinking about, can I get in without making a lot of noise, like diving through the window? Is that? Because my stealth is 5, like, do you know what I mean? So,
yeah. So, the front part is like it's like a plexiglass window. They didn't spend a lot on this guy's security booth, and then the side is open. The side of this was like, because he needs to come out and he needs to, check the vehicle. So there is an open door on the side, plexiglass in the front. And he's watching TV.
All right, I'm just going to go in and give him the old pinch on the shoulder, and he'll crumple, and then I won't feel bad.
Excellent.
Having to kill him. Yeah.
Like
okay.
Spock.
Yeah, the Spock death touch.
Yeah, the Spock death touch. Yeah.
Yeah, the Vulcan death pinch. Okay, that's going to be a stealth roll. Let's see if you can get in there.
I wish you hadn't said that. Yeah. Believe it or not, that's a 14 with my that's on it, so it's a 14 in total. Yeah, I rolled a 16. So.
You made it by 1, my man. So you get him. He doesn't even turn. You just sneak in there like a cobra, and you strike that shoulder. Yeah. And that dude just goes down. Spills the coffee all over himself. And unfortunately, when he does fall, he does hit his head on the counter. But it's not enough to kill him. He's going to feel it the next day.
Yeah.
But he is out.
Okay.
And when you are inside that little booth, it's like a little phone, a little bit bigger than a phone booth, you see the following. This one-person wooden booth has a red alarm button right on the wall, and it says, press in emergency. There is a phone, like one of those office phones that has 4 extensions that are labeled.
Yeah.
Or 5. One just says call out, and then 2, 3, 4, and 5 are front desk, shipping, security, and plant floor. There is a little cork board on the wall that says cleared for entrance, and it's a picture of one of those aviator dudes. Flat top glasses thing. It's like a mug shot.
Right.
All access, no questions asked. It says on the corkboard. And there's a note next to the phone that says all calls for Thresher forward to 999. Once again, no questions asked.
Okay.
Hey.
I think somebody's got to get their hair bleached and flat topped by me.
Well, hey, don't you remember that card that Gal gave us? And he brings out the card.
Yeah.
13, 21, 27.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a construction worker, Ray. I'm not a beautician like you. So here you go.
Yeah. So
I do have a disguise kit though. I mean, if you want me to get crazy, I will.
yeah, I think somebody has to go in dressed as one of these guys, right? You know, Vanilla Ice, straight in there.
You could definitely do a makeover montage.
Disguising it up. Tommy's gonna get all disguised. He has a disguise kit.
Yeah, and I've got the golden scissors.
That's true. Oh, right on the spot. You can do that.
There's probably a little revolving chair that your man sits in, like when he's gardening.
Of course there is.
We could just
There's
put
like-
you in that, and
there
we could
is.
just pump it up a couple
Holy
of
cow,
levels.
this is beautiful. This is just beautiful.
What's the music?
Oh, that's up to you guys. What's the soundtrack to this?
It's got to be. It's got to be "I Need a Hero." Do you know what that's?
Yes. Absolutely. That is beautiful. I need a hero. So you're going, the chair
for a
spinning.
hero till the end of the night, and I'm
And
like,
it
man.
just, all you see is like Ray just going to town. And like, you know, Tommy didn't have that much hair to begin with, but like during the montage, there's just like tons of hair going around. And you see him with the bleach brush. And he's got a makeup kit. He's making them up. And the whole time, Donald's outside of the booth keeping watch and once again emptying his shoes, like the never-ending amount of sand that comes out of his clothes. So that's going on. And then woof, chair spins around and you hear, "How do I look?" And it's like you hold up the picture of the aviator and it's like, "Chef's kiss. This is perfect. This is perfect."
Right, well,
So
we need to be able to recognise that it's you, though. So there has to be something different that we know. I'm going to bleach one set of eyelashes.
there you go.
Just so when we're in full ninja mode, we can slow things down, and I can just go, "Oh, yeah, that's him." I won't hit him, and I'll hit the guy next, just in case we get mixed up. You understand, you know?
I guarantee you this will probably be the last time in your life, or the only time in your life you will ever say a phrase like that. Let's bleach the eyelashes so we know that it's the right ninja.
There are a lot of sentences that I've said tonight that I didn't expect to say.
You guys are awesome, and I want to thank everybody that's that's watching this right now. What Gronk Healy Man said, "I don't know what I walked into, but I am loving it, and I can do this all day." So thank you. So that's it. You guys, he looks great. I mean, Tommy looks awesome. Tommy looks just like an aviator, thanks to the golden shears of Ray. So what's next? You mentioned the card. The gate is still closed. There's a telephone there, and then there's the cork board. Other than that, you just have the incapacitated 55-year-old overweight security guard with a lap full of hot coffee and a bump on his head.
I need his keys.
Great. So you get his keys. Most of them are keys, but there are also 2 plastic key cards, like the size of credit cards, on there too, that say level 1, and the other one says level 2.
Okay, I'll take those as well.
So what are we doing? Are we sending you in and then waiting for you to kind of have a scout about? Because you're not going to be challenged, right?
I hope not. What? I'm gonna try to disguise my voice like the aviators. I hope not. I'm gonna start like playing around like I hope not, and then like Johnny Carson's in the background, and I yes.
And then you hear Ed, "Hello!"
So what's the deal? What's the plan, Ray?
Didn't have a plan after this bit, actually. The plan.
Oh.
This was the complicated bit. Yeah, the next bit I hadn't really thought it through. I was really just going for the montage, but I think
And you win the game. The montage is complete.
GG.
I tell you what, we'll go back to the van. And you come
had
and tell
enough.
us what you find.
We had enough. Now, is it like they're robot? Like they have that like very this or do the voice again? I'm trying to do the voice.
All right. I got to compose myself. I'm cracking up.
Putting you on the spot there.
Thresher will be very happy. Thresher will be very happy with what we found.
Thresher will be very happy when we found what we found. Ray, does
I think that's good enough, man. That's good. You know what? You know what I'm gonna have you do? Let's see how good you are. You practice this a couple times, and this takes up like 3 minutes of the movie of you practicing the voice. Make a respect roll.
Oh, what's up, man? That's my go-to right there. Well, Z-Force is 12 plus modifier of 2 is 14.
You have this down to a science. You got this voice down.
You know what?
It's becoming
Okay.
your normal voice.
Do I look good?
Oh, untouchable is how you look.
Oh, you're awesome. You should be on I don't know, Time Magazine's
America's
best
Next
beauticians.
Top Android or something like that.
So you look good, you sound good, and you're standing outside a seafood company at midnight in the heart of Ninja City, down on the docks of Ninja City. It smells terrible. You hear the foghorns out in the distance. You hear a couple of bums fighting around a fire, but all is quiet around inside the gates of the warehouse right now.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Thrasher is going to be upset with you. Just follow my lead. Like wait, the blonde one. It's like
Look.
so. Am I just walking in?
Yeah,
there?
you know what? Off you toddle. we'll wait here.
Oh, thank you.
The phone rings.
I need to put my scissors in steep my scissors in barbicide for 45 minutes. So you
Yeah.
come back and tell me what it's like inside.
The phone rings. The phone rings in the security booth.
I got this. Tommy's gonna go up to there.
Yep.
Hello.
It's 12 o'clock. Where's the van?
No idea where the van is. Has not approached the docks yet.
Is this Sal? Sal, what's the matter with you?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't know. You sounded weird for a second, Sal. Listen, as soon as that van comes,
Like hit the phone.
yeah.
The phone's messing up.
When the van comes, don't ask any questions. We know where your wife lives. No questions, Sal. Just let the van in and go back to your TV.
You got it.
Thresher is waiting.
Oh, okay.
And you hear a click.
Click. What is going on?
They're a sinister bunch of dudes, aren't they? Like,
Right. So obviously I can't talk like a robot, Ray.
I still propose the option.
I think
so.
I think Sal's a middle-aged
but-
guy on the ground. Yeah,
Hold on. I look like one of the androids.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I need to get out of here. I need to go to the. We need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look,
we need to let the van in
Let's
first.
get some spray paint, and we're gonna spray paint the shrimp logo on our van.
oh yeah, because we blew up their van, didn't we? That was a bit
Yeah.
stupid of us. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know it meant self-destruct. We
We
could
could
just steal a van and paint the shrimp logo onto it and break it.
The van will be here in a minute. Like, I'm not sure we've got time for that.
Is it the same? They're talking about the van that we blew up,
Yeah,
right?
which is highly inconvenient. Yeah.
Which is highly unlikely to come here in a minute.
Should we just go in?
Yeah. Maybe just go in our van because the first stop point for the van was going to be the security guard. At this point, we are the security guard, right? So we can wave the van in because we're inside it. And then when we get inside, you can get out and have a wee scout around as if you're just one of the android dudes with an extra blonde eyelash.
Blonde eyelash, Ray. Blonde. Let's go.
No idea how hard it was not to blind you with that peroxide as well. Do you know, that's skill. Years of practice.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
I should go to you more often.
You should. Right, let's get in there. Let's pile in.
So you getting in the Wu-Tang van?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and you know, it looks like there is a on the inside of the I'm gonna tell you this, in the inside of the shed, the security shed, there is a button that will open the gate. So if you want to open the gate and you're driving the van in. Yep.
Yeah, I think, Jason, I think you should be the only one in the front, no?
Yes.
In case anybody looks in, we should be in the back, right? Myself and Hasselhoff there, lifeguard boy.
So yeah.
What happened to the other van?
What's that, Sam?
What happens if they ask what happened to the other van?
We commandeered it. We beat up some ninjas.
Yeah. Yeah, like that. It's a good touch. Yeah, flip it.
They were
around.
very good, but we managed.
So act like you're bound. So if they want to see I kicked these ninjas' butts, brought them for Thrasher.
All right, so the gate opens up. You drive through. We have Tommy in disguise driving the van, and the other two guys in the back. So you pull up, and surprisingly, it's just a dark parking lot. It looks like the night shift employees are parked over to the west. The front office is dark. It's a glass front, so you really don't see anything except like that front, almost like a bank desk there. And nothing's going on in the parking lot. So you're able to park.
Okay.
All right, I'll park.
Yeah.
So you have so you're in a dark parking lot. You see somebody coming through the front door. You guys are in the van still?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I'd be worried that if we got out, we'd expose ourselves to scrutiny. Do you know what I mean?
You see somebody coming out of the front door of the dark office part, and it's a young guy, probably about 20. He is in a white I won't call it a lab jacket, but like a factory jacket, and it's covered in he's covered in like guts, fish, like he's been working in a fish plant. He takes off the little hairnet he has, he throws it on the ground, and he lights a cigarette, and he's walking over to the employee parking lot. And he throws his hands up in the air. He's like, I've had it. No more. When, as he's getting around the corner, you see an aviator come out from the front door, very, set on pursuing this guy. And you hear, get back inside and get to work, or else you will be terminated.
I don't think they're talking about his employment contract either.
And then they go around. They both go around. He follows him around the corner. They're both out of sight, and you start to hear a scuffle.
Right. I'm just
want to go?
I'm just going to barrel out the back of the van and rescue this 20-year-old guy because I think he could be helpful. So I'm going to charge into the fight, and hopefully dive in and be able to get a stab at the aviator as he's kind of, presumably they'll be in.
Yeah, his back is turned to you, so you're going to get a free action.
Okay, so here goes nothing. So
actually, no, if his back's turned to you.
+3 on my 20. That's a 14 in total.
Yep. So what did you attack with?
I attacked him with my katana.
With a 14 in total, yeah. So roll a d6 for me, and let's see what kind of damage you do to this guy.
Oh, 1 point of damage.
All right, so you take his ear off, and you see the shine of metal underneath. The ear kind of falls with a tink onto the ground. So it's time for initiative, everybody.
I was hoping for so much more than just de-earing him.
And don't forget, everybody, you have your mighty deeds and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, my initiative is 6 again.
Or 18. Is it +1?
You got +1, Sam?
I don't know. What is it? Modifier stealth.
Stealth.
Oh, then I'm 16. -1.
Okay. Mark?
I got 6 in total.
All right, so okay, Ray has 6. How about Tommy?
3.
Woo! Tommy got 3, but Tommy's looking good.
Yeah, looking prim and proper, pressed, ready to rock.
Don't fall into the trap of thinking
aviator.
that you're metal, though. Yeah, you're just skin and bone like the rest of us. Yeah.
And the aviator's got a 7, so we're gonna go Donald, aviator, Ray, Tommy. Donald, you're up. What do you do, bud?
Well, I've got my like claws. Sorry, my headset's falling off. So I'm just gonna run up to the guy and with my 2 claws stab him, and I'm gonna go for the back of the head because that seemed to work well last time. And
That usually does.
And I'm gonna try fling him into the nearest area. So I'm gonna use Z-force point.
Yeah, good. All right, dude, your mighty deeds of arms, nice.
So what do I roll? Just a D20.
You're gonna roll a D20. You're gonna add your offense modifier. You're gonna add your level, and then you're gonna add your Z-force point.
Okay.
So, but I'm sorry. You're not gonna add your Z-force point. I stand corrected. This is a mighty deeds. You're gonna roll. Let me read right from this thing. I'm getting too caught up in the action here. Give me 2 seconds, dudes. All right, so you're going to. Yeah, here you go. You're going to roll a D3. You're going to roll a D20, add your level and modifier, and then you're going to roll a D3. And on a 3, you will be able to toss this guy as well as stab.
I think that's the only one I didn't get. Was a D. Actually, no,
I've given you a D3. It's a black. It looks like a black D6. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, so I rolled a D20 plus a D3. Okay, I got 5. Oh god, I got 5 on the D20 and 2 on the D3, plus 1 on my offense. So I got 7 altogether.
All right, what'd you get in the D3?
On the D3, I got a 2.
All right, you go to hit this guy like straight on, and your claws just hit the back of his head, and like you just bounce off. Like it was too hard, even for your sick claws.
That's annoying.
So the aviator is now aware of your presence. He turns around. Because I find my D3 myself. All right. To see who this goes after. Oh, all right. That's a 1. Because of although your claws didn't rip flesh or anything, they did something to its brain. Like it turns around and you just see you see the aviator's arms attempt to come at you, but it kind of he glitches for a second. So that's his turn with the 1. He glitches out. So that brings us to Ray.
Okay. Ray's a kind of basic kind of guy, so I'm just going to go straight in with the katana again. That's a natural 1 on my terrible D20. Tell me what to do, boss.
You're going to get a little bit of a shock. Roll a D4.
D4.
Oh, if you know this is bad.
That's a 1 on the D4.
All right. Well, you take 1 point of shock damage.
Okay.
You tried to jab him, and it's like you stuck a fork in a light socket a little bit. Your hair still remains awesome. You have enough product in it that it does not affect the coif.
Yeah, but not
so you're
so much
good there.
Product that ignites. That's good. That's always a good balance to strike.
Yep. So now we got Tommy the Hammer. What's this guy going to do?
I'm gonna help my comrades out and try to help them out with this android. So I'm gonna bring out my nunchucks and show you how it's done. Just crack it upside the head with the nunchuck.
Nice.
So it's offense, right?
Yep. Plus your level.
12.
That's enough. You just hit it. You wrap them upside the head. Let's add a D6 to that and see what kind of damage that does.
Yes, sir. 4.
Yeah, that hurts him. You see the glasses break. You see the red so you see his eyes, and one of the left eye, the light goes out, and he goes, "Brother, how could you do this to me?" And his voice starts to go off a little bit. "You are my brother."
Told me to.
So that brings us to that he's hurt. But we're at the top of the order with Donald.
Yeah, can we just try to get some information out of him?
You could attempt that, sure. What would you like to do?
Is there any near like metal bars nearby?
Metal bars?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Like a metal pole for like clonking someone over the head and knocking them out.
Roll a d20 for me.
I could always poison him if it doesn't work. I got a 12.
There's some fencing that there's a small piece of fencing pole that could use that I'd give you a D4 for.
Okay, well I'm not trying to kill him. I'm trying to knock him out.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so you're 4 damage because he's already to hit. Yeah, need to hit.
Yep.
Okay, I got a 9.
Oh, not enough. Not enough. The pole vibrates in your hand as you try to crack him. You hit him in the shoulder. That brings us back to the aviator. Yes, and he now attempts to choke. 1, 2, 3. He grabs the neck of Donald and starts to squeeze. So he's got you in this steel cold grasp. You take 2 damage as he grabs your throat, and now he has the aviator has Donald by the throat, and he's squeezing. He takes 2 damage. All right. So that brings us to Ray.
Okay, good old fashioned. Right. I'm gonna try something a wee bit different here. So, how is the young lad looking? The 20-year-old.
He's like on the ground, like crab walking away with the cigarette hanging out of his mouth. He's safe. He's crawling away to his car.
Is he out with explosive range? That's what I'm thinking.
If you told him to run, he could be out of explosive range.
Okay, because I've got gunpowder and fire source. I'm wondering, could I light something and just, I don't know, hurl gunpowder at this thing and hopefully ignite his clothing in some way?
Absolutely. Because I'm going to tell you this. You have unlocked a secret of Ninja City, and this is exclusive to this stream. The seed for this game started when at a used bookstore, I found a book on how to make ninja explosives. Right. And I won't stop the action right now to show you the book, but it was a book from the 80s on it's called Improvised Ninja Explosives. So, yes, you have read this book several times. It's in the basement of the dojo. You practicing this like.
I'm gonna add my own distinct hairdresser flair as well, though. I'm gonna throw the gunpowder on him, and then I'm gonna light my lighter and spray hairspray. Do you know use a hairspray can? Light the gunpowder.
I'm not gonna even have you roll. It just is.
The rule of cool.
The rule of cool reigns supreme in Ninja City. Man, tell me what happens as you destroy this thing.
Right, so initially you do that. I do that first thing, but it doesn't quite light, and you're like, and then I realised I've locked it, and I quickly unlock it, and then the whole thing, he just goes up like woof. It kind of starts around his waist, and he kind of looks down, and then just completely consumes him. Boom, bits fly everywhere. Done. Wire, metal, flat top just comes off as a oneer. Yeah, the whole thing, the whole shooting match. Yeah.
Well done. All right, that dude's he's gone. He's gone. There is that distinct smell once again of both oil and flesh burned, and he just collapses. There's not much left of him. Just a pool of junk. You got your factory worker kid just looking at you guys like, who are you guys? Again, you get the question, who are you guys?
I'm like the fastest hairdresser in the West.
Donald.
You work for Thresher? I'm sorry, man. I couldn't take the blood and the guts and the guys anymore, man. I'm just trying to make a living.
What blood, gut, and guts?
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe I said too much. I don't know. I just don't like the fish business anymore. I should get a job at the new mall. Maybe at that frequency store. I heard they got cool stuff there.
You might have to wait on that. They're remodeling.
Need to recruit a new manager first. Yeah. I'm just gonna say we're on your side, dude. If you're on our side, we don't like Thresher either.
Yeah, you saved my life. You saved my life, man. I was just up until a couple weeks ago. We were just packaging tilapia and shrimp. Next thing you know, these dudes, you saw like this guy and like all of his buddies show up, and they're always talking about Thresher says this, Thresher says that. I haven't been able to go home to see my parents in 2 weeks. They make us stay in this like motel, and like they control our lives. Like all we do is just like work here. The night shift, we can't ask questions. They totally trashed like the floor of the factory. They got all these curtains up. It stinks. I don't know, man. Listen, if you go out to dinner, don't get any seafood in Ninja City anytime soon. There's crazy stuff going on down there. I'm still working the fish packing, but on the other side of the room, man, there's weird stuff going on. They took over this place, and I'm just trying to make a paycheck so I can go dancing on the weekends, man.
I have this montage in my head of us all standing over a table, and he's drawn us a map of what the inside of the place looks like. And I don't know what the soundtrack to that is, but it's kind of like Eye of the Tiger type stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're all
So
that's what I want him to do, is give us a layout, tell us where all the bad guys are. So
under the glow of a parking light, you're in the back, and he's smoking, the cigarette's hanging out of his mouth, and there's just the light of like a one of the street lights. You're still in the fence, and on the hood of his electric blue El Camino, he's like drawing you a map. He's like, all right, man, here's my ID card. This will get you into any room. You got your front office, and then you got like it's like, our kind of snack room. All right. Don't put money in the vending machine. It never works. It's shorted out. And then over here, you got your, this is our locker area where we have to change and get into our factory gear before we go down the stairs onto the factory floor. Good luck when you get to the factory floor, because it is a mess, man. It looks like the nastiest operating room / fish packing plant you'll ever see. Like over here, here's our walk-in freezer. Over here is my conveyor belt where I do the fish stuff. And then those guys, the flat tops, took over this other conveyor belt, and they're like making VHS tapes or something. And then I don't know what goes on behind the curtains where they have those doctors, and all I hear is like saws from over there. But dude, it is a mess. So he just gave you the layout, and it basically matches your copy of the map that's in Ninja City.
Okay.
Which can be purchased for $10 on the Goodman Games website. Wink. Help me send my kids to school.
And judging by the fun we've had tonight, it's the best $10 you'll spend.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That was awesome.
So he gives you the map. He gives you his key card, and he goes, "Man, may the force be with you dudes, whoever you are." And he's like, "And now it's time for me to go disco dancing with my lady Debbie."
Yeah,
Saturday Night Fever pops on.
She might not be as good a dancer as she was the last time you saw her. If it's the same Debbie I'm thinking of.
It is. You caught the reference.
Shark into the foot.
Oh,
and
no. Hear me now? Oh, it froze for a second. Oh.
Yeah, you gotta be.
You're back.
Clips,
All right, cool. All right, so you got the layout. You got your key card.
Let's go.
You good? Where you want to head in? You got a couple entrances. You got your front door, and on the map too. There's also that delivery entrance too, where it's the shuttered kind of garage doors on the east side of the building. So you can go through the front office, which he said leads into the snack room. Or he didn't know a lot about the delivery entrance. He just knows that, he just drew it on the map. This is where the trucks come in.
I'd be worried about going through the snack room that we might find. Although those guys don't eat, right? I wouldn't imagine the android dudes eat.
It's a good point.
I just had
We
this
don't need precedents.
vision of them all sitting in rows and eating nuts and bolts or something.
Eating computer chips. Get it?
Computer chips.
Oh, that's terrible.
The puns.
Yeah, I'm for going in the delivery entrance.
Let's go.
But,
Okay. Is that good with you guys?
Sam, you okay with us going in the delivery entrance?
Fine.
All right. So you guys go over to the delivery entrance. There are 2 parked delivery trucks, cube trucks. There's locks on the back of them. And there are 2 garage type doors, like accordion type doors. One is just so slightly opened. The other one has a padlock on it.
Is there any like keypads that are like access with the numbers like that we have through the card? Or
Not in this area. This is pretty analog. These are
Okay.
you can see somebody forgot to unlock. Somebody forgot to padlock one of them. The other one is padlocked.
Okay, let's look in the one that's not padlocked first.
Okay. You push it up ever so slightly. It doesn't. You use your ninja dexterity, just your digitation, and you move it up without too much screeching. And it is a dark room. Actually, you can tell us by looking around. The other door would have opened up into it too. This is sort of like a receiving area. And let me just give you a quick description of that. So it looks like it's some sort of like mail area. You see various boxes of paper and packing supplies placed against the back wall. Not much going on here. Just a bunch of boxes, some wrapping paper kind of stuff. It's stuff where they're doing more. Looks like more front of house office packaging kind of stuff. There is a door to the far left from where you see. There are no lights on, so it's kind of hard to see. You smell the cardboard, you see some boxes, and then you see sort of that. When like a place is closed and they leave one light on, you can see that coming from the glass of that door all the way to the left. And from your bearings and the map that kid gave you, that probably leads to the front office area.
Right, okay.
So we don't want to go to the front office, right? We want to go.
Yeah, we want to avoid that, yeah.
You can there would most likely would be a light switch if you wanted to open it or use it again to explore this room.
Yeah, to be fair, we've been blowing guys up and everything. I imagine that quiet, cautious approach is probably a busted flush at this point, isn't it? Let's get the light on, yeah.
All right. You turn the light on and you see it's kind of a nondescript area, cement floor, high ceilings and boxes all over the place. Each of you roll me a d20, please.
13 on
Okay.
the die.
16 on the die. D20, Sam.
Sorry?
D20.
How late is it in Edinburgh right now?
How late is it? What? Sorry?
Where you guys at?
We're in Scotland, so it's 10:10 in the evening.
Ooh.
I rolled a 6. Well, if we're rolling initiative, I rolled a 6.
This is just a regular d20 roll. So I'll say that Ray of the Exploding Fist, as he's looking around, accidentally his heel kicks one of the boxes, and you see scrape marks on the floor that bend out, as if there was a panel on the wall. And I'll just speed things up a little bit, but you feel the wall and you realize that there is a secret panel on this wall.
Okay.
Would you like to check it out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So there's a small room in there with one desk lamp on, and the wall is just completely covered with medical diagrams. There's these strange mechanical blueprints, and there's Polaroids of dead bodies, as if they're lying on morgue slabs, like on the metal bed of a morgue, and they're numbered. They're all men. They all look around the same age, and they're marked. They're marked Seaside Sanitarium, Exhibit 1, and it's like Exhibit 1 through 15. And you know that the Seaside Sanitarium, that's like the that's the home for the criminally insane in Ninja City. So these are corpses that have been maybe pilfered from there. There's all these medical diagrams and technical aspects on the wall, all pinned up. The place is a mess. There's a lot of scribbled notes all over the floor. And as you kind of finger through them real quick, a lot of it is written almost like a doctor's script, where it's really hard to read.
So did you say the numbers, the bodies were numbered 1 through 15?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm just thinking of the numbers from earlier, the 13, 21, and 27.
So this is some kind of planning area. It's disturbing. The Polaroids of the corpses, these blueprints. You do see some stuff that looks like you see like drawings of those X-Tech batteries. Mm-hmm. You see there's like sort of a medical poster, and like somebody's drawn on it in Sharpie, and you see like the back is actually kind of mirrors what you saw on the on that aviator, Ray, that you undressed in the van.
Right. Okay.
So this is somebody's planning area, and there's a list, and it says first. What was the name of the bank? First Federal, like number 1 says First Federal. Second is Second Federal, and the third one is Mayor's Office.
Is frequency in there anywhere?
There's a phone there, much like the one you saw in the security. And there is a little sticky note next to the phone that says the following. It says, Simon at frequency 20K, 5 batteries to start, 50 more next shipment. Eastgate Mall.
Is that the same guy that they threw off the balcony?
Yeah, it sounds like it, yeah.
But why would they want to kill him? If they want him to have a shipment of batteries.
A good question.
And what is this card? 13, 21, 27. It's like an access code.
That's the only thing I can think it is, an access code, yeah.
Well, let's get to work. Or Thrasher.
Nice. Let's see this too. So, that's all there is in that room. There is back. You can go back to the packing area, and there's that door to the front office. If you were to look around a little bit, you would see the HVAC system on the ceiling. There is an HVAC system,
Okay.
which you could attempt to go through as well. There is a vent in that room that you might be able to access.
Again, there's nothing says ninja like crawling up a vent, right? And then looking down through the gaps. See what's
Yep.
going on. Who's the smallest of us all? Guess we've not decided that.
Whoa.
Donald seems pretty short. It's a pretty short name.
Okay.
Who is that?
Donald. I feel Donald's got a pretty short name. Don't know why.
He's got, yeah, right. Is he going to be this? Is he going to attempt it?
Yeah, I feel like he's like 5'3".
I'm gonna
All right.
smother. I'm gonna smother him in hair oil before he goes in.
Grease him up real good.
Lube him up. Let's go.
Dip him in some Vitalis and squeeze him through.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's big enough that you would be able to you'd be able to fit one person at a time widthwise. So you guys want to kind of lift him up through there?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, the gate opens up easily, and he fits in there. It's pitch black. Anybody have a flashlight?
Yes, I do. So Tommy brings out the flashlight, hands it to Donald, the 32nd, right?
Yeah. So he's crawling through, and it is not. Let me see how strong this is. Let me see. Let's see if they did a good job building this part. Yeah, this is good enough. It's not giving. It can hold Donald, and Donald kind of bounces a little bit, and he feels that this would be safe enough. It would bear the weight of the three of you.
Okay.
Good Union HVAC work up there. All right, so you guys all going up there?
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, no point in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's pretty one way. It carries you, so you can. Well, it can go two ways. You can either continue over the front office. You'd be able to make that round because that goes straight over the front office, and as the kid drew it, probably right over that snack area. Or you could go a little bit further to your left, and it starts to go on a sharp decline down.
Like a decline
So you could
down,
crawl
like-
over the office and the snack area. You don't know what's past that, or take a right, and go on a sharp decline.
And was it a sharp decline that would have to go down head first, like, or feet first?
Yeah, you wouldn't really be able to turn around yourself at this point. It's pretty tight up there.
So I'm coming down head first.
Yeah.
But it's depending on how hard sharp the decline is. This could be a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah. Okay. Donald, you're leading. You're the one that you're going to lead the way. I mean, you choose first, and then.
Go to the left and I don't know. It's
Say that
everyone else's choice. I'm way too indecisive.
Say that again.
I'm way too indecisive to choose. I cannot choose. I'm way too indecisive.
Okay.
Donald, you have to. You're in front.
Yeah.
Why don't you roll odd or even for it?
Okay. Let's roll a d20. Wait, what one do you... Oh, no, I don't reroll. Odd is left, even is right. 9. We're going left.
All right, left would be over the office. Okay.
Let's do that.
So you make it over. So you just look down over there's grates every 6 feet. You look down. The office is empty. It looks very normal. There's a receptionist area. That's really all you can see. Some really bad carpet. You move over the snack area, and you hear once again the soothing sounds of the Late Show with Johnny Carson, and the hum of a couple of soda machines. But other than that, the lights are the fluorescent lights there. Other than that, you don't see anybody there, and there is another. So you could either drop down here, or you could attempt to pick the next grate to get into the next area of the HVAC system. So you could drop down into the snack room or continue on the HVAC.
Can we see into the snack room from where we are?
Yeah, you can look down in the grates. You see it's clear. There's a table, some chairs, nothing else.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay, so there is another decline. So, well, actually, it goes straight, and then you see a decline. You look down. You're in a locker room area. It looks like a changing area. You do see 2 guys getting in. Normal-looking dudes getting into their factory clothes, like their whites, and their hard hats. And they're talking. They're like, I don't know how much longer I can take this, man. This is getting crazy, and I don't want to get wrapped up in this. I'm just trying to make a living. He goes, I hear you, but what are we going to do? They're madmen. You saw how they broke that guy's neck the other night.
Our voice is going to be quite echoey down the tube, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go, we're madder, and we're on your side.
What the?
Listen, we're here to help you. We're here to get you out. We've already rescued your friend. You're going to lead us through. I don't know why I put my hand up like this, like as if I'm actually speaking down a tunnel. Yeah, you're going to lead it. If you lead us through, you show us where all the bad guys are, who we need to take out, and how we take over this place. And more to the point, if you show us where the Thresher is, we'll make sure you never have to work here again.
Holy cow! Right now there's about 6 of them down there. I don't know where Thresher is, but he's here somewhere. None of us has met him. I think he's in the back, but there's 6 of them down there right now. But there's about 12 of us, so be careful.
12 of us. You think the 12 of you think your guys will turn on us as well? The good.
I mean, have you seen these guys? They got guns.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the other workers. Do you think the other if we rush in with you, do you think the other workers will go with us, or do you think? How about
we go ahead? Let's. Oh, jeez. Well, I got nothing else to do. All right, give me 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down there and start spreading the word. I'll talk to Ollie. He's got a big mouth.
Okay.
Give us a minute.
Yeah, we'll wait here in our tube for you.
All right. So they go down, and so they're gone. So you guys can either drop down into the locker room, or once again, now there's a decline that follows the way they went. So you're guessing there's a staircase going down to the work floor, that's where the.
Sorry, I'm going to drop down at the locker room because if he goes away and he goes and tells the bad guys, then the last place I want to be when they come back with guns is inside a metal cylinder, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
I'm going to keep moving on, and I'm just going to follow this dude and see what he says. I'm going to see if the vents go right over him. I'm going to try to follow this for as long as I can.
All right, so you're going to follow the vents, and Ray is going to go down to the locker room. How about Tommy?
I'll follow Ray.
Okay, so let's cut to Donald. Donald, you go down. You can't see much, but you do see this guy and his friend whispering they're working on a conveyor belt, packaging fish. and they're kind of like playing telephone, like, hey, hey, hey. And they actually kind of start looking around at the gates, and they're giving each other thumbs up, but they're going back to work. And and as you're doing that, you see one of the aviators walking by. And he kind of nudges him with his arm and saying, get back to work. So it looks like these guys are good for their word.
Yeah, you should come back to the locker room with us. I can't tell you that obviously because I'm not there.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back to the locker room.
You're gonna go back up to the locker room?
Yeah.
All right. You fall down and you let your teammates know that they pass this message along. Okay? So now the door to downstairs awaits you.
Okay.
Mark and Sam, I know it's late over there. Do you have time to go for one more half hour?
Absolutely. That was we always intended to. That's fine. Not a problem. Yeah.
Very good. I just want to make sure everybody's still ready to go. All right, guys. Take that deep breath. It's going to get dangerous in Ninja City. Focus your Z-Force.
We didn't think to give these guys a signal, did we?
Never.
Or do an owl hooting. You must not hear much of them.
And just to let you know, you are amongst lockers. If you want to check them out, there is one open, and basically they just have those white jackets in there. If anybody wanted to procure one of those, you could.
Yeah. Do the lockers have numbers?
Guys, Kate, yet?
The workers do not have numbers. These are your general issue kind of factory things.
The locker number. Do the lockers have
Oh,
numbers?
the lockers. The lockers are numbered. Well, they're not numbered. They're initialed.
All right, so nothing. I'm just trying to find a use for this 13, 21, and 27, but I'm not doing
Right?
very well at this.
It's like,
It's a red herring, clearly. Yeah. Right. Yeah,
and then you have Tommy in this. Tommy's an aviator right now. Tommy's in disguise, so don't forget that.
yep.
Oh, yeah. Actually, maybe we need to sort you out so you don't look like them anymore. A reverse montage.
Oh, you didn't let him know about the eyebrow, the eyelash.
I know.
Yeah, the eyelash.
That would have saved the day.
Hey,
I'd
hey.
forgotten about that entirely as well. You're going to end up getting machine gunned by the lab coats.
We could surprise them.
Have you got a white shirt on? Does he have a white shirt on?
Tommy?
Yeah. Is that what the
No,
aviators
Tommy's.
are? It's a jumpsuit.
Oh, I don't know. You got the look, but you don't have the. You didn't get the jumpsuit.
Yeah, I'm just going to take. Do you know what if he's got a dark jumpsuit on, I'm going to take my peroxide. I don't even know if there's such a thing as a peroxide pen, but I'm going to write "good guy"
All right.
front and back on his jumpsuit.
Yeah, well, you had that disguise kit, so there's probably a makeup crayon.
Yeah,
He writes "good guy" on it.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Come
That's what a ninja would do. So there are steel stairs that sort of, I won't say spiral, but squared spiral, go down to the floor. You hear from the top of the stairs, you can't really see out on the floor yet, but you hear the noise of a conveyor belt. You hear like the noise, like it sounds like a saw. It sounds like several saws, high-pitched, the whining of high-pitched several saws, and just the noise of a packing plant. It's covered in industrial sounds. It smells absolutely rancid, like hot garbage, fish, and the undeniable smell of death, of corpse. And you hear, hurry up, keep them going. We got 3 left. We got to plug them in soon. Thresher's coming. We don't want him to be unhappy. Actually, it's more the Thresher's coming. We don't want him to be unhappy.
Robot voices. Yeah. Let's give it a few seconds. If Thresher's coming, let's give it a bit of time to let him arrive, and then we just do the whole lot at once.
I could poison him.
Great idea.
I got a lot of poison still.
So how would you what is your plan for poison? We can talk about that. Come up with some strategies before you hit the floor.
I could make poison. So are we?
You have a poison kit. So you can say there's like this is a little close up of Donald the 32nd doing something with his poison kit. What's he doing with his poison kit?
Trying to make the most potent poison that it would work if you dropped it on skin.
Okay. All right. So you have a little test tube. You shake it up. This black stuff starts to ooze into like antifreeze green. You have a little glowing container of your poison kit. You have one use for that.
Ooh, I'm liking this.
All right. So you shake it up. You hold it up to your dudes, and you give them a wink.
Do I know if it's strong enough to work?
What are you gonna do? Taste it? You gotta trust your gut. You're trained in the way of a ninja.
Anyone want to try it? Anyone? You?
Trust your skills. This is a poison kit that you have familiarized yourself with. This is something that's always in your pack. So it'll do its duty.
Okay.
Okay. So you're at the top of the stairs. You want to proceed down, or you said you wanted to wait a little bit?
Just to give Thresher time to get into the place and then just
do
the job.
You hear the sound, you wait a couple minutes, and you hear the sound of almost like a big truck packing up, and you see some red lights start to flash, and you hear a brrrr, and all of a sudden you start to smell like the outside. It's more of a briny smell. You feel like a little blast of warm air. So you realize that some kind of large door to the outside has opened.
Wait,
and what'd you say?
Right before this happens, can I dip the poison in my claws, cover my poison?
Oh, cool. All right, so you got poison claws now. All right, nice. And you hear this thunderous, janky step start to walk across this this warehouse room below you. Once again, you're at the top of the stairs, so you really can't see anything because it just goes like a spiral down. But something large is walking through, and you hear almost through the voice of through a megaphone. Guys, it is countdown time.
Guys, just gonna have to bear with me. We seem to have lost the video stream. Let me fix that.
Okay.
Yeah. Judge Joey's moved around now.
Yeah, I know. I've lost.
You still hear her?
Yeah, because everybody can still hear you. I've just lost the video.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah. As if life wasn't difficult enough, eh?
Right.
I can't thank you enough for handling the tech end of this.
Well, I'm not handling not handling it very well, but I am.
My dogs are getting crazy.
Okay.
That's all right. We're approaching a conclusion, so.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring the video in all into one section. So
cool.
Give me a second. I will just add it in.
We back on?
Yeah, give me a second. I'm just going to drag. I'm literally just going to draw it in like that, and then I'm going to do it this way so that we don't waste any more time. I don't know what happened. It's like a Windows fault or something. Something just went funny. Didn't like
awesome.
It. Now we should all be back in the center of the window again. Yeah.
We're good. Well done. All right. So let's get to business. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So you hear this voice almost through a megaphone. Speed it up. Get them ready. At dawn, we take down the mayor. And you hear in unison, at dawn, we take down the mayor.
I think this is our cue, Ray.
Yeah. This is us.
Lights,
go.
camera, action.
Yeah, right. Boot the door in.
You get down to the bottom of the stairs. Nobody sees you yet. You're off into a little alcove. All right. You look out, onto this floor. Like I said, the floor is covered in fish guts and blood, in oil. It's horrible. You almost retch as you smell what's going on. This hangar-like room has been crudely repurposed as an operating room and an X-Tech battery assembly line, while still operating as a fish processing plant. The floor is a foul, slippery mess of blood, fish, and grease. You see 6 aviators patrolling the area, while 10 civilian workers nervously construct X-Tech batteries on one of the conveyor belts. The 2 other conveyor belts still are used by workers for fish processing. All right? Over in the corner, you see white surgical curtains, big enough for probably 3 beds. The buzz of bone saws come from that curtained area. And you see the shadows of several people laboring over bodies laying on a bed. There is a metal portion of a wall, which looks to be a freezer unit. And then amongst all of this walking around is this monstrosity that is Dr. Thresher. You see this guy sort of like, it's reminiscent of the van cyborg, except this metal is much shinier. This guy is not a corpse, but what you do see on him is he has a chrome skull cap and like a metal kind of armor on his torso. He has there he is. Exactly. That's what you see. A cybernetic right eye, sort of like a minigun in his left arm and a robotic right hand. And he has these like hydraulic leg extenders that you see him as he's walking around. He's like 6 feet. And then he wants to take a better look at the room, and he touches both of his legs and they extend, and he's about 10 feet tall, just overseeing everything right now. The aviators are just doing laps with their Lugers, like looking at everybody, at the workers.
For some reason, I just thought he was going to be a bloke. It didn't actually occur to me that he was going to be some mad cyborg thing, and that's really, yeah, that's not what I was hoping for. Yeah.
Should I go down?
Yeah, let's get in there.
You guys are in this little alcove looking out. Nobody has seen you yet. What's the plan, ninjas?
Do I have any gunpowder left?
Yeah, you'd have a little bit left. That was just more of a, yeah.
I'm going to take the jacket of my very good leisure suit off, right? I'm going to tie the arms and I'm going to tie the bottom of it. And down the neck, I'm going to pour the remnants of my gunpowder. And I'm going to, like, light it, swing it around my head, and hurl it into the midst of the throng, right? And I'm sure that it'll just be enough to cause a distraction, right? Rather than injure anybody.
Yeah, you could. This room is big enough that you could throw it to an area where it would be distraction rather than damage. Is that the choice you want to make? Distraction.
Plan, yeah, just to try and just get their attention in a different direction from us, basically.
Absolutely. It goes. Whew, you throw it. Boom! A huge explosion. A lot of black smoke. More black smoke than you would imagine. That suit was made with some very, very toxic polyester. And there's like a big cloud of black smoke now filling the area. It would give you enough time as ninjas to position yourself and give you some advantage if you were to strike.
Okay.
Well,
You also, as this goes off, right before the smoke really gets too dense, you see the 2 guys from the locker room start nudging each other, and you see them take out box cutters from their jackets.
Yeah,
Tommy is going to try to enter the fray of the aviators and try to act.
Lost Jay for a second.
Yeah, you've frozen, Jason.
Hello?
There you go.
You just froze, yeah.
So Tommy's gonna try to be in the fray, like the fold with the other aviators to kind of like be a part of them and sneak attack a Babel. You know, because they threw the bomb, right? And then Tommy wants to run into where the other aviators are and really see if this disguise really works.
Okay. Yeah, and you get in amongst them. And you're basically just like back to them, and they're all looking around, they have their guns drawn. So you're in with them. All right. How about Donald, the 32nd? What are you doing?
Well, I see this doctor, yeah? And I'm going to charge up to the doctor with all my might. I'm going to burn a point to do a deed, and I'm going to try blind him. Stab my claws right through his eyes.
Ooh, nice. Now, is this the normal eye or the cybernetic eye?
Well, my claws might be big enough to get both. But if
okay, give it. Yeah, dude, it's a mighty deed. So go for it, man.
Okay. Oh, I think I rolled a 9 plus 2, which is 11. And can I burn 3? Can I burn like 4 points of Z force?
Yes, you can, buddy.
Would that be enough?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit him. Then 1d6 damage.
What'd you get on the mighty deed die?
Oh, I forgot to roll that. Let me roll that. Sorry. 2.
Okay. All right. So, you're not able to take out the eye, but you slash him really, really well.
Wait, I've got the poison on the claws. Should I just do a D4 damage or something?
No, with your claws, you're gonna do D6, and then I'm gonna make Thresher make a poison save.
Ooh, poison save. Okay, I think I did 5 damage with the D6.
Oh, nice. Okay, you scratch his face really, really well. There's still enough man left there to rip off some good meat on him. Now, let's see how powerful this poison is. Oh, he did not do well on that roll. So I am going to double that damage that you just inflicted upon him.
Whoa.
10.
So his face starts to fizz from the poison, and you see a cheek just flap off.
I'm just gonna give myself a pat on the back, like that poison.
You do this like Wolverine leap, and you slash him twice, and the skin starts to come off. He's in rough shape. He's ripping his face right now. It's burning him. So before we get into initiative, I'm gonna let Ray also do one action.
Hairspray flamethrower.
So I'm gonna do the whole mighty deed thing as well here, right? So I'm gonna run towards him. So before I do that, I've got rid of the jacket from my safari suit, right? So I don't need the trousers anymore. So I'm gonna whip the trousers off, right? Just down to the boxer shorts. And I'm gonna run, and I'm gonna try and plant my foot on his knee, jump up, and I'm gonna try and pull the waistband of the trousers down over his head to completely blind him. That's just a ridiculous, preposterous thing. So I hope I get a 3 on the
That's what mighty deeds are for, man. I'm really rooting for you.
I got a 2 on the deed die, and I got for my offense I got a 14. So I didn't. So the best I've done is probably punch him in these kind of metal midriff. I've certainly not pulled the trousers over his head anyway. So.
You didn't. Okay, you didn't pull it. You weren't able to do it completely, but you are now hanging with 2 hands. The trousers are around the back of his neck, kind of like a scarf.
Like a scarf, yeah.
Like a scarf. So you were able to put it over him.
You're choking.
So you it's almost like he's going to have to make a strength check to try to get out. That would have to be his action. Okay. You're holding him. You have not injured him, but because of distraction from the poison face, the smoke going on, you have him in a precarious situation. Okay.
And I apologize to all our American viewers for using the word trousers and not pants.
Oh, I think it makes it much classier.
Yeah.
It's much classier. All right. Here we go, everybody. Let's do an initiative roll. This will carry us into the conclusion.
Oh, God.
17.
10.
Nice.
My best roll tonight. Or today.
-1.
-1?
Yeah, I rolled a natural 1 and I have a -2. So
Holy cow.
God.
All right, Ray, we'll just say that. We'll call that last.
yeah.
Donald got a 10. And Tommy, you get to go first, buddy.
Let's do Mighty Deeds of Arms, A Force of a Tiger. And also just pepper Thresher with some shurikens.
Nice. Go for it.
So 14 plus I add my Z force, right?
Yep.
16. You know what? I'm gonna add 4 more. I'm gonna just golden rays of enter the last dragon. I am the last dragon. And just
who's the master?
Who's the master?
What did you get on your D die?
I don't have a D die. Are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. You did Force of Tiger. Is your Force of Tiger is your mighty deed? So you roll a D3 along with that.
All right. So 2.
All right. You get 2 shurikens off. Roll 2 D6s.
2 D6s. So first one is a 3, and the second one is a 6.
Whoa! All right,
So
that's 9 points of damage. Where do they stick? He's still standing, but where do they go?
Any place that his neck, that side that's getting jacked up that Donald did. This all
his neck up. He's messed up.
Yeah.
The neck is messed up.
That cheek and neck area is completely gone, and it's just muscle. It's like Attack on Titan muscle. And you see metal bolts under the skin too. So he's lost half of his face, and he is mad. That's the side of the face where it had that cybernetic eye, and he has to keep on pushing. He's pushing that cybernetic eye back into his head because it's gotten loose. Okay. So that brings us to what did I say here? All right, the aviators are up. The aviators are going to take 3 turns. All right, the first one, they shot randomly and missed. The second one shot randomly and missed. Oh, man, come on. There's got to be some kind of threat here. Okay, that's a 16, and that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, a bullet strikes Tommy. Tommy takes 5 points of damage.
Oh.
Now, even though Tommy looks like an aviator, because of everything that's going on in the smoke, he still got hit in the crossfire. So they're not actively attacking you, but that was just because of the random shoot, okay? That's how I explain that. All right. Sorry about that, buddy. All right, we got Donald up.
Well, I think the doctor's a little preoccupied for now, so I'm gonna go straight as an aviator and just try stab it at him.
You're gonna go for an aviator?
Yeah, the nearest one.
Okay, sure. There's 6 of them, so you're gonna go ahead. Roll a d20, add offense and level. So I think you got 2.
I got a nat 20.
Oh!
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. Tell me how you killed this aviator.
Well, I'm gonna get my claws and I'm gonna go either side of his neck and just pull towards me, and his head comes off.
Smoke and blood and grease go all over the place, and he collapses on the floor. That was amazing. Well done. All right, now it's Thresher's turn. Thresher is being held down by the fancy trousers of our resident hairstylist, Ray of the Exploding Fist. His first attack is going to try to free himself of that. Ray, roll me a d20, just straight.
10.
Okay, he cannot get out of it, so he is going to swing with his robot claw at you.
Okay.
Ooh.
He's going to get -2 to this because of that.
Trousers are causing him a huge
All right.
manner.
That does a 14 hit.
That hits, yeah.
He hits you for he swipes you for 3 damage.
Okay. I'm not looking overly healthy, troops.
What are you down to?
I'm down to my boxer shorts and 4 hit points.
All right, Ray. I'm sorry. Ray went. I'm sorry. No, Ray, you're
That's
right.
me,
Bart.
yeah.
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 Flamethrower.
I'm kind of holding on to the legs of the trousers, haven't I?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna beam. I'm gonna do a mighty deed, right? I'm gonna kind of beam myself up like I was on a swing, just by going back. I don't know why I'm having to show you that, but and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try and kick him in the gut.
Nice.
It's a natural 20 on the dice on the
Roll just
D20,
below the gut.
so that's a 23, but it's a 2 on the deed die. So
Listen, man, I want you to roll it. So it's a used a kick, right?
I was just gonna kick him in the guts. Yeah.
Yeah. I want you to roll a d4 twice.
Right. Okay.
Like a donkey kick, just rap.
It's a 4
Full force.
and a 2, 6 damage. 6
Okay.
Yeah.
He is in rough shape. You guys have really caught him off guard. This is not what he was expecting.
We've hit him with poison and choked him with trousers.
He is going to actually...
and the shurikens in the neck. And the shurikens in the neck.
Yeah, right. Poison, shuriken, claws, kick. He's in rough shape. That brings us back to Tommy.
And the trousers.
More shurikens. Let's do another deed.
You got the Z-Force, man. Use that Z-Force.
Dude, you know what? I'm gonna use all my Z-Force right now.
Oh,
Hold on. So I'm gonna roll to hit first, right? Do I have to like power up and just say to you as the?
No. This is like, look, you spend it before or after.
All right, 17.
Oh, that hits without any modifiers.
Okay, and then
Shuriken.
the shurikens. Now I can only do how many shurikens can I throw if I dump my Z-Force?
How much Z-Force are you using?
I have 10 left. I used 8.
All right, I will let. If you have, I'm going to give you for every 2 points you get a shuriken.
So 3 total.
Yeah.
I have 8. All right, so I'm gonna do 3.
So that's 3 d6s.
3d6s. All right, first one.
I think you're gonna kill him.
2. Third one, or second one is a 1. And another one.
4 damage.
These things just pepper him. And he is struggling. He is actually going to make a morale check. 10 or under, and this guy is going to try to flee.
I don't think he's gonna.
Okay. You got a 6. He begins. He presses some buttons. So he actually opens up his chest, and you see like a number pad. And he starts to put these in, some numbers in, and he's back to 6 feet. The metal around his legs is starting to change. It's like flipping in and out. And he is starting to make a mad dash through that garage door that he tried to get out of, where you smelled the sea come in. All right? From the back, you see like the metal on his back start to transform a bit too. You see a propeller pop out through his back, and a glass dome go over his head. And it looks like he is running towards the bay, towards the water.
Oh, he lives underwater.
That brings us to Donald.
I'm gonna try catch him just before he escapes. I'm gonna aim a shuriken.
You gonna do a shuriken?
And just final throw.
All right.
Is a 7 hit?
A 7 does not hit, unfortunately. He is moving too fast. That brings us to aviator. Do 3 rolls for the aviators. A 7 does not hit any of you, I assume.
Nope.
Their guns are going off. A 3 does not hit any of you, I assume. Man, they're aiming bad, guys. In a natural 1. One of them shoots another one. They're down to 4. Accidentally, they're down to 4 aviators. That brings us to Ray.
Right. I'm still... Sorry, did you say he's got a keypad on him?
He's got a keypad on his chest, yeah.
Right, I'm hanging about his chest anyway. I'm going to take both legs of the trousers in one hand, and I'm going to punch in 13, 21, 27.
I love you guys.
I have
so
no
much.
idea if that'll do anything.
Yes! Go for it!
Oh man, that is so awesome.
I hope he doesn't go into helicopter mode and start swinging me around
Wait,
like
Dad,
that.
what did you say?
Go gadget helicopter mode?
I punched the numbers into his keypad in his chest, the numbers from the card that we got at the start.
Oh God, what did it do?
I don't know, we're about to find out.
He looks down in horror, and you're hanging on by the trousers still, right?
Yeah, well, for dear life. Yeah.
For dear life, he is running into the bay. He jumps into the water and begins to transform into some kind of like half man, half boat. Like he's diving forward. That propeller on his back is ready. The glass shield is over his head, and he dives in. And as he's diving in, you're underneath him, typing this stuff in. And you finally get it right as you hit the water. So you're in the water with him.
Okay.
You see even in the pitch black tar of the bay of Ninja City, you see it starting to beep, and you hear the from inside of his glass helm.
Oh!
I hope you're gonna let go of the pants. Let go of the pants, stop.
Yeah, well, it was either that or I was going to try and water ski by holding onto the pants, but I think the letting go is a better option, yeah, because I don't think water skiing is in my future.
You water ski for a little bit.
Yeah.
You ride him out a little bit. It's kind of like Dr. Strangelove, but on a robotic professor.
I quite liked those pants. It was quite hard to let go of them, but I have done, so, yeah.
And so here's the scene. So behind you, you see in the silhouette of the warehouse. This is from the water. You see your 2 guys. You see Tommy and Donald looking out. You look back at them, give them a thumbs up as you ride the back of Dr. Thresher with just the salty air going through your perfectly coiffed hair.
Yeah.
You let go and jump off. You see his wake go way out, and boom! There's a huge explosion out into the water. You're in the water. You're swimming back in your boxers, mind you.
Well, at least I'm not weighed down by all the polyester, do you know?
That's true. That would have been quite itchy. So the 2 ninjas that are in the warehouse, they turn around, and the warehouse workers are just going to town on the aviators, whose frequency are like kind of disrupted now that their leader is gone. They're starting to act all crazy. They're starting to shake. And these factory workers are just loving it. They're like, they're pretending they're ninjas. They're chopping them all up. They're done. Like all the aviators are done. You have destroyed all of your enemies. All right.
Butter pack.
The doctors come out from behind the screens and like, they made us do this. They made us do this. And they take off these collars. The doctors had these collars on them, and they throw them in the water, and they blow up. Like they have like these little neck bombs on them. You guys get together. You're talking to everybody. They're all high-fiving you, and they're like, "Who are you guys?" Again for the 3rd time. And how do you guys respond?
Are we just gonna? I'm just gonna look mysterious and leave it to the other two, because obviously I'm miles away in the water actually, so I can't be. Yeah, I'm not in this actually. Sorry.
Oh, this is a couple minutes after you climb up. You're in your boxers.
Right. All over the place.
Like, who are you guys?
Tommy, this is you. This you've got. This is your spoken piece to camera here. Surely.
All yours.
Ah, you guys. How dare you guys? How dare you? Hold on, let me think.
Right before you respond, the walk-in freezer door pushed open off its frames. All right, and 6 more aviators come out.
Morning.
Just like fresh out. There's like the smoke, but the steam behind them. You know, the ice hitting the air, and they just start opening fire as you try to tell these guys what your names are, and goes black. To be continued.
Oh, wow.
What's up? Way to go.
You guys were absolutely awesome. Want to thank Goodman Games, as always, for creating a community in which we can have this kind of fun and be creative. I want to thank you guys, the players, Mark, Sam, and Jason, as Tommy, Ray, and Donald. You guys were amazing. You came up with great strategies, and I hope you all had fun.
I did. It was great.
That was great.
Awesome.
Joy, the game's fantastic. The adventure was fantastic. Just great fun. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And anybody who's watching, who's interested, Goodman Games has it up at their site. It's only 10 clams. You can pick up that. I'll give myself another plug. I also, Goodman Games also carries a zine that Tim Deshen and I put together called One of Us, in which you will play a carny, a sideshow worker in a post-apocalyptic America. So you can be the strong woman. You can be the trapeze artist, the lobster boy in a destroyed America, in a post-apocalyptic dystopian dust bowl. And also, my last thing at Goodman Game site is my Darkest Dice game, which is OSR rules melted down into a fake religious track, much like the horrible Jack Chick tracks of the 80s. So that's my 2 cents. You guys want to throw out any shout-outs before we close up?
I would just want to bring everybody's attention within the community to the Albacon convention in October that we're running again this year. It's a charity convention. This year we're raising money for a mental health charity called Penumbra. We had a great DCC representation last year, and we raised over £3,000 for a children's cancer charity, which was kind of very clear dear to Sam and I's heart. Just bring everybody's attention to that. albacon.co.uk. albacon.co.uk. We're taking GM registrations now, so you can find everything on the site there. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. There will be signups. We're going to do this again next week. So if any ninjas want to join the clan, you are welcome. I know there'll be info on the Goodman Game site for that. But until then, be kind to each other. You 3 were awesome playing with, and I consider you friends. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Joey.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Have a great night, everybody. Darkest Dice. Where is it? There it is. Darkest Dice. Look for the pentagram. Get Haunted Industries. Bye, everybody.
Woo.
Bye.